Oh, yeah. Welcome back everybody. Ben Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Happy Wednesday to you. Feels a little bit unnatural, but not going to complain at all about having a little break in the middle of the week. Shout out to all. We didn't get a chance to do this because we weren't here yesterday, but shout out to all. It's an echo again, Paulie. My mic is muted. I muted it this time. Is it Ben?
No, it was you.
It was said muted. I remember when I just said it's muted. It's already muted. God, this sucks. All right, it's better. Let's start over. Just start over. Ready? Three, two.
Start the whole
thing over.
No, don't play the whole.
Play the
song
whole thing.
again.
Don't the whole.
Don't play
thing.
the
play
whole
the
song
whole
again.
Thing.
Long song.
Is everybody in?
The
Ceremony is about to begin. Wake up! All right.
Too late to go.
Welcome in, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. Ben Woods, 97.3 The Fan. We're off and running on a Wednesday. We did not get a chance to thank all the veterans out there because we were here on Monday, and then we left. We have Veterans Day off. Thank you again to the veterans. You guys are amazing.
We did it in our 6-second promo that ran at least 4 times yesterday.
We did.
So there you go.
We did. And I mean, 100%. Thank you for doing all of the things that, well, we're not tough enough to do. I say it every year. I mean it right now. I absolutely.
Hurts a little, but fair.
It does hurt. My son asked me the other day, Dad, are you a veteran? And I go, no, I'm not a veteran. I almost was. I've told the story. I almost went into the Navy. He looked at me like I said, I used to work at a circus. He goes, what? And I go, I really was close, dude. I mean, I went and signed up, but I had a legal issue, and it precluded me from joining the literal Navy. And he goes, man, I didn't know that. I go, yeah. I said, look, at this point in my life, man, I was pretty lost, and I needed some direction. And my grandfathers were in the Navy, and I thought, this is my path.
One of my fears as a child, I knew I could not make it through basic training.
You couldn't make it through the signing up, dude.
I couldn't do anything. It's like, what happens if I have to go through this?
Yeah, if
I'm in the best shape of my life, I still can't do a pull-up. I could never make it through.
By the way, I went down to the gym here last week, and I got half of one. And I'm not kidding. That's more.
Nice.
I got up and I went, oh God, I'm getting close.
You're practically a Navy SEAL, Woods.
I'm telling you. So I don't know. Look, I don't know how it would have shaken out for me had I actually gone and done it. But here's the deal. A lot of you guys actually did it. And so I certainly appreciate that. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. And Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, also not a veteran, but respects veterans very much. How are you, Benjamin?
I'm doing well. It was good to see you last at the Craig Stammen news conference on Monday when we last left you.
Yeah, we left you. The transition was seamless. I mean, seamless. It was great. Got down there, no problem.
I kind of babbled on for that last 30 minutes. I talked to Tony Gwynn Jr., but
that's good.
I was describing what Don Orsillo was wearing. There's Don behind me in a brown and gold suit. He looks like he's ready to go. I was just trying to fill some time at the end of the show.
Any chance that you get to do play-by-play, you'll take it.
Exactly.
Especially in front of the Padres brass, who was up there.
Here comes Dennis Lynn walking into the room.
He's got a notepad, carrying his backpack. It was way shorter than I thought it was, so I was pretty happy. It was like 35 minutes all in.
I don't know why you thought it was going to take so long.
He said 50 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, I thought it would be that long, but they kind of cut it off after 30 minutes.
It was great.
I thought there were plenty of questions left unsaid. None of us raised our hands. We let it just go. But for any questions that may not have been asked, you might hear the answers to them later this morning.
Yeah, 100%. Craig Stammen going to be joining us this morning at 8:35. We can give our first impressions, at some point today. Before the interview, but it was fun. It's always fun to see everybody. I like to see people. I like to see those people up there that I really like and admire, like Jesse Agler. Jesse Agler's one of them. Anytime I get a chance to have a little FaceTime with Jesse Agler, That's a good day. Got to spend a little FaceTime with Joe Musgrove, which was pretty badass. Pretty badass. Big hug, dapped me up, and he said to me, and it freaked me again. It freaked me out to no end. Do you know this? Were you there?
No, I was doing television at the time. I had a live shot, so I missed some of the chit chat at the end. So you were talking to Joe.
So I walked up, and he goes, "What's up, dude?" and gives me the full bro hug, and I'm like, "Whoo, yes!" And I'm like, "How are you?" And he's like, "I'm good." I go, "How you feeling?" He goes, I'm great." He goes, "I'm throwing." He goes, "I feel great." And I go, are you chomping at the bit? He goes, "You have no idea." He goes, "I am like," he goes, "being away from the game, watching your boys do it." He goes, "It's like, you get that rush, that adrenaline. You can't mimic it." He goes, "Probably like when you guys do a big show." I go, kind of, but not really the same thing as pitching in front of 40,000 people. Like it's not the same. But he said, and then he stopped. He goes, "I was dying the other morning when I was listening." And I go, "Oh God." And he said, "When Hoffy texted you, and when Hoffy texted you, and that you ruined the Seidler
the
street
Peter
sign,
Seidler Way street sign reveal, and they had to cancel the whole thing
you,
because of
and when he got you, I go, God, and I started laughing. And I go, "You were listening to that?" He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Dude," I go, "You heard me say I hate baseball players." He goes, "Man," he goes, "I know, like you always got to watch your back." I go, "Yeah, you always have to watch your back with these guys." So. It was a good day. Like, it was a fun day. And then when we're walking out to the car, Paulie's like, "I'll see you Wednesday." I was like, "Yeah, I totally forgot." Like, I was like,
you said, you're like, "All right, I'll call you later.
I'll call you later.
I'll see you in the morning." And I go, "I'll see you on Wednesday.
I'll see you on Wednesday." Yeah.
I was walking out with Jesse Agler at the very end. Everyone was gone. We were like the last 2 or 3 people there. And he told me he's got a trip to London planned to see his sister who lives there.
Oh, I didn't know
so
that.
he's on his way. Yeah, it's international travel season. That's where Mud was. He's in Italy
nice.
traveling. That's why we didn't see him
there he is.
on Monday.
I wonder how many bits he does when he's over there.
Oh, God.
Who is this guy? Who is this this
They've
bald?
never seen anyone like
Who's
Mud.
this bald lunatic over here doing bits?
Then I hopped in my car, and because I got a surprise, they needed me to anchor the 4 o'clock news that day. I didn't have a dress shirt with me. So I went to the mall quickly, Fashion Valley.
Oh, Fashion Valley.
Yeah,
Love Fashion Valley.
I popped by Fashion Valley.
Elite.
I got Nordstrom. And I'll admit, I have a gift card for Nordstrom from some stuff that was returned. I thought, perfect. I'll just use that to buy a dress shirt. Shouldn't take me more than 10 minutes. I know exactly where to park. I walk in, go to the men's department, look for a couple of minutes. I have a lady help me. She has nothing in my size. I need an 1836. She can't find a single shirt
in the whole store.
In the back, she looks and we just don't have anything in your size. Really? All right, fine. It's a whole mall. There's a whole mall here at my disposal.
What are you, Minute Bowl? Like,
I'm looking. Okay, they got 30% off here. That'd be like $65, $70. That's fine. But no, they have nothing, and I need it today. I need to wear it.
Yeah, you got to wear it.
Fine. I have a whole mall at my disposal.
You're gonna have to spend some money though.
Well, that's what I'm worried about. So I walk out and I just walk into the next department store. And I will admit, I didn't even look and see what it was.
Forever 21.
I just walked in the next door right across from Nordstrom. And the men's department, I see it right in front of me. I walk up, the guy says, "Oh yeah, 1836." And it's beautiful. "Oh, gray shirt, looks nice. That's perfect." I said, "I'll take it." And he says, "That's $880. And I go, "What? It's shirts. Does that come with a first class plane ticket?" "No, I'm not buying an $880 shirt."
Oh my God.
I was in Neiman Marcus. And apparently that's what shirts go for at Neiman Marcus nowadays. So I very humiliatingly said, "I'm in the wrong store. I'm very sorry." And just slunk right out of there. And walked across to Macy's and found one for $55, which worked just fine for me. Well, Calvin Klein, little shirt on sale. I was good to go. $880 for a shirt. A button-down cotton shirt. It wasn't made out of silk. It was just a regular shirt.
Was it made out of like elephant skin or something?
No.
It's actually made out of tusks from. It's made out of pure alligator. What are you What are you talking about?
I have no idea. I don't know. This can't possibly be the price of a shirt. Who? I don't care how ostentatiously rich you are. Who would ever pay $880 for a shirt?
That's,
wouldn't
I
pay
mean,
that-
look,
I wouldn't pay that much for my best suit.
now
A shirt.
here's the problem though.
It was Xenia, apparently.
Xenia,
Xenia.
very nice brand.
I don't even
Very
know
nice.
who Xenia is.
Very nice brand. Very nice. But I would have 1,000% because of the shame bought it, worn it, and gone home and been like, babe, sit down. She's like, what? I'd be like, I screwed up. I screwed up badly. Paulie, you walking out or are you buying it?
Oh, I'm walking out.
Are you walking out? I'm buying it. And
Really?
I'm buying it, and I'm not.
There
I'm
was
furious.
a price where, like,
I think I found
if it had
the
been
shirt.
250, I might have just
worn
I
it.
just, okay,
What would have
fine.
been your max?
I was something like 250 maybe. I mean,
Which again, it's
which I would have felt
expensive.
horrible about.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way a shirt should cost that much either. But 880.
I think I found it.
dollars.
There's a white dress shirt from Xenia for $850.
Yeah, well,
Probably right around
add a
that
little
one.
markup
I mean,
for the department store.
The most
But is it basic?
white shirt.
That's what I was asking for. I just need a basic dress shirt that I can wear, you know.
$850.
work.
Or Ben, you could buy it online for $76 a month for God knows how many years.
50 years. I can't even. I
Paid off
can't.
the
I would have
rest
done again. This is
I shop
why.
at Costco, people.
This is why. This is why you need to. And actually, we both do. With all the stuff that happens to me, and all the stuff like that happens, we both need Meta glasses that are plugged into some sort of streaming service to where you could just see like what we go through and like what happens out there. Benny, that's staggering. The 250 would have killed you, by the way. You would have
killed me.
You would have
Killed
worn
me.
it and been
Ugh.
like, oh my God, like I'll wear
$250.
this.
I think I'm buying it. I think out of sheer
Yeah,
embarrassment.
$250 embarrassment.
I mean,
done.
the look that the sales guy gave me, just humiliated. Like, I just
was he
for me,
was he
like,
handsome and sharp,
of course,
dressed up?
yes.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. That's absolutely unbelievable.
I hope you introduced yourself as Ben from Channel 10.
Fortunately,
that
I
day.
did not.
Not Ben from Ben and Woods.
880. 880.
That is
dude.
insane.
I just can't. I can't wrap my head around that. Well, you know what? You did the right thing. I would have been so embarrassed that I would have said, "Oh yeah, I've done that so many times." Just not to that extent, really, but I would have been like, "Whoa, yeah. What do you think? I can't pay for it?" And then I would have been stuck with. It reminds me of this. That's funny you say that. When I started dating my wife, I subscribed to this, and I can't even remember the name of it. She'll text me if she remembers. But it was this, I would get this box of clothes every month, and they were high end, like really, really high end. They send you the box, you open the box, and if there's stuff you like,
could return it.
you could, yeah,
So you keep it or return it.
yeah, you keep it or return it. And they had the self, like you just slap the label on. It was very simple. And they sent you a box, and it was full of stuff. It would be, and they would mix it up. It would be shoes, a shirt, 2 pairs of pants, a belt. You know, you'd open the box and be like, yeah, I don't need an alligator belt that's $1,000. I'll send that back. But I remember I pulled out a John Varvatos sweater, and I tried it on, and I went, oh my God. I still have it, but it was about $600. And I put it on. I wore it to mine and Hannah's first date, and I still have that thing. It's held up. And we're talking, this is over a decade, and I wore it a ton. But I remember being like, hey, man, you're a DJ at an FM radio station. You're single now. You're in no position to be buying $660 sweaters from John Varvatos. But like I said, it's lasted all these years. And it's kind of like, I bet you that shirt would have lasted you till the day you died.
Until I spilled something on it later in the day, like my coffee, which happens, you know, a lot of the time to shirts. So you can't stop that.
No, it was not Stitch Fix. It was like Elisa says, it was like Stitch Fix, but bougie. It was very bougie. And I remember I only kept a couple of things, but I got a real charge when I would get that box and be like, all right, let's see what these guys have picked. You know, you put your styles into the stuff you like. I'm not good at going to Nordstrom's and buying clothes. I'm just not. Now you get this, you know, this job, bro, it's just sweatpants and a t-shirt every day. Thank God. If I had to go back into the working world, like where I had to dress up every day, I'd be a mess. When it's time for us to like go out and do Like on the Christmas party, like when we go to the Christmas party, I got nothing. I got nothing to wear. I don't have any like casual clothes, but $880, you can buy a whole outfit. You can buy a whole wardrobe.
I can buy 3 or 4 suits at the men's warehouse for that.
$200 suits.
Well, no, it's the one suit's like $700, but you get 3
you get free. Yeah, you're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That's unbelievable, Betty. I cannot believe that happened to you. I'm actually. You did. I always say this. Normally, I would shame you for walking out. You did the right thing.
Thank you.
That's way too much. When I'm on your side, you know you did the right thing. So yeah, man, it was an awesome day off. It really was. I was, you get nervous. Both kids are out of school. Hannah actually had to work a little bit, and so I thought, all right, this is a day for me to spend with my boys. And 8 a.m., dude. Door knock. One of Bo's friends. Can Bo play? All right, sure. 8:15. Knock on the door. Next thing you know, I'm looking up. I got 5 kids there. And I'm like, all right, let's go do something. So I pitched the idea of going down to Moonlight Beach. And they were playing baseball on the street. Taylor wanted to go to the beach. I said, let's just combine it. So we go down to Moonlight Beach and we play beach baseball.
Nice.
And there was all this room. And we had the best day. They were hitting tanks and running around. And then we brought a football. So then we played beach football. I was all-time quarterback. You have to dice these kids up.
Like Top Gun Maverick
Like
scene.
It was like Point Break. It was like Point Break is what it was. And we just had the best day. It was and the moms in the neighborhood were like texting me like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And in my mind, I'm like, I like hanging out with these kids more than I like hanging out with anyone. With anyone on the planet. I love being with these little dudes. I've been with them since they were kids. I've coached them. They're my guys. But I had 5 kids in the car. Wasn't the safest bit. Luckily, it was only like a mile down to the beach. So went down there. Then we went to In-N-Out and got burgers and went home and ate them. It was such a great, great day. Just being with my kids and being with their friends. And Bo last night, when I tucked him in, he had tears in his eyes. I was like, thank you for being my dad. I was like, I told him, I said, I always wanted to have the house that everybody felt comfortable coming to. Like I always wanted to be that dad. And now it's so fun to have them all pile in the car. I yell at them. Like I get on them. It's a blast. It's like having 5 kids.
Question.
Yeah.
So you're driving through In-N-Out on the way back with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing? Are you taking all their orders? How is that? How is that working in the drive-through lane?
So the original plan was this. I pulled in and there's, it's 30 deep. It goes pretty quick.
It goes quick.
It does. Yeah. And I go, all right, how many burgers do you guys want? Now they're to the point where you have to ask because they're like growing boys. They want 2. I want 2. I want lettuce and tomato. I go, no. I'm doing meat, cheese, and ketchup. That's what we're doing. We're doing meat, cheese, and ketchup. I don't like cheese, Bo. I don't like cheese. I want lettuce and tomato.
This is what I was wondering about.
I went through the whole bit. I go, he wants 2 with lettuce and tomato. He wants 2 with just meat, cheese, and spread. I'll just take 1 with ketchup only and keep it simple. He wants 1 with ketchup. He wants 2 with cheese. So I think I had 8 burgers, and that's all. I got like 8 or 9 burgers.
They read it back to you, and you're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, whatever you say, dude.
Is that your normal In-N-Out order? Just a cheeseburger with ketchup? What do you usually get?
I usually get like the single meal.
Single.
But I didn't want to mess with.
But do you
fries.
put anything else on it?
Yeah, I do the lettuce and tomato. Lettuce, tomato, spread.
Do you change anything that it?
No,
that it comes
I take onions off.
You take onions off.
Onions
actually, you have to ask for onions.
Yeah. No, it's on the standard.
I do both kinds of onions.
Single.
Well, they always ask about onions. I do both grilled and raw. And then I do mustard instead of the spread.
Hi, I'm just a giant pain in the ass, Ben Higgins.
They're used to it. They know how to do it. Paulie, what's your In-N-Out order?
You're not doing that with 5 kids in the car, though.
I mean, you basically did. If you said, "Hey, I want it with lettuce and tomato," you did it with everybody.
2.
You did it. What's your order?
Double grilled onions.
Grilled onions, just as it comes.
Yep.
So it was kind of a pain in the ass, but
I got well done fries for the first time last time we went.
Can be good.
A little bit different.
These dudes were yelling, I want fries. And I go, you're not getting any of this. There's no fries, no drinks. You drink water at home. You don't need fries. But it was honestly like one of the better days I can remember. I live so
And
close.
you were the only parent.
I was the only parent. I'd rather it be that way. I don't need 5 parents lurking around, you know.
No consultation
None.
necessary at that
I'm
point.
the boss.
Yeah.
And you guys do what I say. It's great. It's great. And so it's fun, man. These are like my little guys, dude. So it was just a really fun, special day. And I'm sitting there going, dummy, you live 5 minutes from this. You could do this every day if you wanted. I go to the beach like once a year, and I made a mental note. Get your ass down there. You always feel better. You always feel better. When you go and you walk on the beach for 5 minutes, or you even breathe it in, you feel better. And I'm like, there's the prescription is right down the street. I don't have to drive 30 minutes to get to the beach and hassle with parking. Like, it's right there. And I go, we're doing this more. We're going to come down here. We're going to play ball. We're going to throw. We're going to run. Bro, you run around on the beach I was like, I'm exhausted. My legs were like on fire. I was like, this is a good workout. Like,
but no one gets in the water.
Taylor and I got in the water a little bit.
You did?
Yeah, we got up to like our
because then you got to deal with the sand and the towels and everything.
Our mid calf, dude. It was about 14 degrees in water, so it didn't last very long. But we just had a great time, man. It was just such a beautiful day. I just had such a lovely, lovely day off.
You ready to get started?
Let's
here?
go.
All right, we will take a timeout. We will set the menu when we come back, and then we will jump into some thoughts on the Craig Stammen news conference and get you ready for our conversation coming up later this morning with the new manager of the San Diego Padres. Looking forward to it. Middle of the week should be a good one. It's Ben and Woods. We'll check traffic and get going here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Woods and I telling you about trustandwill.com. About a year ago, we were approached by some of the sales staff here at 97.3 The Fan with a simple question. You guys have a will or a trust for your family? No. I mean, do we need one? We're only
so embarrassing.
late 40s, right? We're fine.
It was embarrassing.
We do. You need one. It doesn't really matter what age you are. If you have a family and you haven't laid out your wishes in some sort of document, you're going to be causing a lot of problems if something should happen to you. It's just a fact, Woods.
Yeah, there's no doubt, man. And they keep it so simple. They make it so simple for people like myself and many of you listening out there as well. Just so simple to do. So go to trustandwill.com. When you check out, make sure you put in the code radio20. You don't have to, but I mean, if you want to save 20% off your trust or will, you can, and you should. So do that. You'll love it.
I'll tell you, it already costs way less than a shirt.
You can do like
quite a bit less.
You can do like a bunch of trust and wills.
Yeah, you can do a lot of trust and wills for the cost of one shirt at that department store. If you don't have a trust really can help your family avoid probate court, which is a long, expensive process in which they may not have access to any of your funds after you're gone, but you can avoid that with a simple trust from Trust and Will. All online, no lawyer's office. Do it from the comfort of home. Answer some questions. Takes less than an hour. You've got legal documents. Just check out at trustandwill.com with code radio20. Get 20% off your trust or will at trustandwill.com.
Okay, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on custom cards and custom wrapping paper. Great gifts plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely. Don't miss out on the latest laptops, up to 45% off. Staples, that was easy. All right, coming up here on the program today, we will talk some Padres in our first hour, including more thoughts on Craig Stammen, the new manager, ahead of his appearance on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline coming up at 8:35 this morning. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We also, Woods, have the GM meetings that are now underway in Las Vegas. They are giving out all the awards. Awards season is underway in Major League Baseball as well. Yesterday was Manager of the Year, and we had the same winners as last year in both leagues. Stephen Vogt in the American League from the Guardians, and Pat Murphy from the Milwaukee Brewers in the National League, winning for the second consecutive season.
Okay, deserving, I think. Certainly could make the case for either of those guys. I thought, again, it's a regular season award. You don't know what's going to happen in the postseason. John Schneider taking his team from dead last place in the AL East to first place in the AL East. It was a pretty big accomplishment. Now, then you stack payrolls next to each other and you go, oh, okay, well, Stephen Vogt, taking his team with a very, half the payroll, I guess. Fine, you got really no problem. The only thing that made me laugh over the weekend was somebody said, yeah, man, when you have half your bullpen playing FanDuel in the middle of games, you got to give it to the guy that's running that team. You have to do it. Anytime you have a chance to give it to the guy who just lost 2 pitchers for life, lifetime bans more than likely, you have to do it every single time.
We also have some news on the Padres, or at least some rumors on the Padres coming out of those meetings. Kevin Acee is there reporting on what's going on. Some decisions on the Padres coaching staff, some offseason priorities for A.J. Preller, some rumors about players they might like to bring back. And it's not Dylan Cease. It's not Michael King that was rumored to be returning to the San Diego Padres as well. So we can go through some of the news and notes coming out of Las Vegas this week already.
Okay, we'll do a news and notes segment. I want to respond to the news and notes now, but I'm not going to.
Just going to wait on it for a second?
I'll sit it out.
All right, that's fine. And then we'll have our regular features on a Wednesday, including Don't Do This, Take on Woods, chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas. Our biggest fan contest coming up at 9 o'clock. We'll read another name. Paulie's got a Reindl Report, and we'll take it to 10 o'clock this morning. But let's check traffic, and then we can actually jump into some of that news and some Craig Stammen talk on the other side here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans. So far, folks are doing a pretty good job of staying out of trouble on our roads, guys. Not seeing any incidents, no accidents, no surprises. That last part meaning, of course, still going to see some of that usual slowing in the usual spots. Yep, looking at you, westbound 52 heading out of Santee, a little sluggish there.
My mom, my dad, works for Caltrans. On the freeway, right next to speeding cars. Please be careful. Flashing lights mean move over. Brought to you by the kids of Caltrans.
So you already know the Padres have a new manager, Craig Stammen. Did you also know they have a new associate manager? According to Kevin Acee in the Union Tribune, the Padres have promoted pitching coach Ruben Niebla to the role of associate manager. He will also remain the pitching coach. That was kind of hinted at the news conference when they talked about adding more to Ruben's plate this coming season. And I thought it was extremely classy of not only Ruben Niebla to be there sitting in the audience for Craig Stammen's news conference, but when anyone approached him that day and wanted to get some thoughts, he said, this is Craig's day. I'm not going to speak today about my role or anything else with the organization. The focus should be on Craig because Ruben is a classy guy.
I guess I had forgotten completely that. I mean, AJ mentioned it when he started the press conference. Like, we were actually in a battle with Cleveland to try to acquire Craig Stammen. He ended up choosing Cleveland, mostly because of the chance to work with Ruben Niebla. And yeah, man, if the two of us are up for a job and you get it and I don't, of course there's going to be some hurt feelings. The feelings are a bit assuaged, a little bit. Is that the right way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Carlos Assuage.
The feelings are a little bit assuaged when they come to you and say, yeah, we went with Craig. Here's the reasons why. You're going to continue to do this, do it at a high level, and we're going to give you more money and a bigger title. Okay, that makes it a little easier to stomach. It makes the medicine go down a little bit better. Also, this is not a situation where they're like, well, we got to give this guy what he wants to keep him. No, dude. Like, you want to keep Ruben Niebla here. If you could sign Ruben to a lifetime contract, I think it'd make the entire city feel a lot better. But I do feel it's like, oh, yeah, he also happens to deserve all of this that he's getting.
Well, what Craig Stammen said about Ruben Niebla, and he didn't really talk about any of the other coaches, but he called Ruben Niebla maybe the best coach in Major League Baseball.
In baseball.
Not just best pitching coach, but best overall coach in the entire sport. And, of course, the best coaches in baseball are in Major League Baseball. So you are basically saying that there is nobody on this planet who coaches baseball better than Ruben Niebla does. High praise and the start of what should be hopefully a very productive relationship. Now, with Ruben's additional responsibilities, whatever those entail as associate manager.
So question for you guys. Who who else has associate managers that we know of?
Very
I know
few. The Padres invented it a few years ago for Skip Schumacher.
That's
was
right.
the associate manager.
That's
I don't
right.
think there was one until
Damn,
then.
that's right.
That's right.
But they kind of invented the title.
Again, a guy that you probably didn't want to leave at the time that was getting a lot of phone calls and other opportunities.
And with those added responsibilities, there will also be an expanded role for bullpen coach Ben Fritz, who has reportedly received a 2-year contract extension and a big raise to stay in the organization as well.
I love it. I mean, that's the continuity that you're looking for. And in the press conference with Craig Stammen, so the initial thoughts, guys, like when he walked, again, this is my 100% honest assessment. When he walked out of the room, I go, oh, yeah, I remember Craig. Sharp dude, sharp guy, sits down, completely looks comfortable, looks the part of a big league manager. The eye test, right? Passes the eye test, also passes the smell test. Oh, he's done it. He's actually gone out there and pitched in big games. They mentioned today in an article I read, not a lot of pitchers, get that call. Tommy Lasorda was a pitcher. John Farrell for the Red Sox was another one that got that call. Buddy Black, was a pitcher as well. Very few relievers gets that, but passes all of the tests. When he sat down, AJ gave his 5-minute spiel, and then boom, Craig Stammen jumps on the mic and sounds completely at ease. He really did. He didn't fumble around in the press conference, which is kind of what we were looking for. Sounded pretty confident. Again, I think when you look at it and you go, okay, he is a guy that is willing to, and he's going to have to collaborate. Like that's the way that managerial hires go these days. You are a forced collaborator, whether you like it or not. You don't have a choice. Tony Vitello is going to be in major collaboration with every guy on his staff and Buster Posey every single day. Dave Roberts is in constant collaboration with Andrew Friedman and all the other people around him. This is not singular to the San Diego Padres.
Craig Stammen possesses one of the greatest skills any person can possess. I don't have it. Woods, you have it a little bit. Paulie, maybe a little bit. Craig Stammen is the kind of person who can go up to anyone, whatever their role, whatever kind of person they are, big league player, owner of a team, member of the media, guy who is, raking the dirt behind first base,
Sure.
Guy who works at the line at a fast food restaurant. He can instantly have a conversation, make a connection. He can do that. He sits with you, he talks with you for a minute, and you feel connected to Craig Stammen. It's an incredible gift and an incredible credit to the man that he is.
He's an extrovert, and I do feel like you walk into a baseball clubhouse and it's almost split. Introverts and extroverts.
Yeah, and they actually split them in the clubhouse. They really do. A little bit. It's usually like the side of the extroverts are over here.
Yeah, because they're all going to be goofing around, having fun.
Yeah,
loud,
doing bits, snapping towels, and
Right.
playing grab
But
ass.
some extroverts do it because they just want to kind of be liked by everybody. I don't get that sense from Craig. I think it's very genuine. Every time he has an interaction with a person, he is thoughtful, he is deliberate about it, and he brings some wisdom to the table.
Sure.
I think these are all good qualities that could very well make him a very good manager.
Yeah.
Will it be from day one? Will it be after a couple of months? Will it be after a season? I don't know how long it's going to take for him to fully, embrace the job, because it's a big, tough job that is going to require, Craig Stammen to, figure out some things as he gets going, as manager of the Padres.
Yeah, I agree. It was going to take Ruben the same amount of time, or it's going to take. It would have taken Ruben time. Albert Pujols certainly would have taken time.
Doesn't mean that it'll cost them any games as he
It
figures
probably
it out.
will.
I
It
mean,
probably
maybe
will.
once or twice it could.
It probably will. I mean, look, it makes sense in that. It makes sense in that he is familiar with the organization, familiar with the principal party. So will he win 80 games or will he win 95? I got no idea. Neither does he. Neither do you listening. You have no idea. None. Nobody knows. Beauty of baseball. We're going to have to see how it plays on the field. Ultimately, he, like every manager, will be judged on his wins and losses and how he does in certain situations. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I would have been cautiously optimistic about really any new manager they brought in. Because at the end of the day, you know what you need to win baseball games? You need players. You need a starting rotation. We don't have that right now. That's what you need. And if you give him those tools, could he screw it up? Absolutely. Absolutely, he could screw it up. But you can't win without good players. And, we've got some good ones. We need some great ones, and he needs arms. He needs an arm barn down there, and he needs a starting rotation that can get outs. That's it.
My other big takeaway from Monday's news conference, and we talked on Monday morning about what question you want to hear answered, and I wanted to hear the evolution of how Craig Stammen went from guy who was helping interview candidates to candidate himself for Padres manager, and that story was told that AJ Preller essentially, almost sneakily, kind of always wanted Craig Stammen to be a candidate for manager, thought he was probably maybe the best candidate right from the get-go, but wasn't sure he could convince him to do it because of his young family, because of the fact that they are based in Ohio and have to move to San Diego full-time. And after the process started, AJ kind of interjected and said, I would really like you to think hard about this and perhaps throw your hat into the ring to be the manager of the San Diego Padres. Yeah. And of course, Craig talked about it. He did. He prayed over it. He fasted for 24 hours, didn't eat to help him make the decision. His wife got on board and said, no, we should do this. You should do this. This would be good. And they decided to, become a candidate. And after that, it sounded like it went fairly quickly. And what struck me, though, is that talking not only from hearing the press conference, but hearing what Eric Grupner said, I talked to him briefly afterwards, talking to Josh Stein, and just getting the sense of how it went down. This is who AJ wanted to be the manager.
Yes, Eric said that.
This is very much AJ's selection. AJ is still very much in control of baseball operations of the San Diego Padres. So anyone throwing out the conspiracy theories about AJ's lame duck contract status, is he has one foot out the door, they're not going to bring him back, that doesn't really make any sense. You don't give that guy complete and full control on hiring a manager, which looks like they did, even though Eric Grupner and John Seiler and Josh Stein were all part of the process. This is who AJ wanted to be the manager of the San Diego Padres, and they all thought AJ was right about that decision, and they went with Craig Stammen.
Yeah, I didn't see anything in there that leads me to believe that he can't win baseball games. I didn't see anything in there that made me go, wow, he's definitely going to win baseball games, right? Again,
if you're dumping on Craig Stammen now, you're just trying to be negative. You're just looking for a reason to be upset. There's zero reason to be upset about the hiring of Craig Stammen. There really isn't. And I know what you're saying, Woods. I don't know that he's going to be a great manager, but who did you want that you thought was going to be so much better?
And why?
Yeah, make it make sense then. Why are you mad at Craig Stammen? Would you have been happy with Ruben Niebla? Right. Would you have been happy with Albert Pujols?
Right.
And why? Why would you have been happy with those guys? Because you can't tell me that you know for a fact they're smarter, better managers, whatever, than Craig Stammen would be. All I know is that every single person that I have talked to has the utmost respect for Craig Stammen.
Yeah, again, the relationships that he's built, that's great. That's absolutely great. Nice guy, absolutely. Family man, absolutely. Wants that family feeling and culture in the clubhouse. Great. I love that. Can he get players that can help him win? That's what it 1000% boils down to. Can you get good players? Can we attract players here? Can we be creative on how we get some better arms here? Can we fix a very, very low-rated offense? I'm not going to turn to a relief pitcher much to ask for offensive help. That hire needs to be a good one. It needs to be a really, really good one. It needs to be somebody that comes in and says, I've done a tremendous amount of research. I've done analytically, I've looked at Petco Park. I've looked at Petco Park and how it plays in April as opposed to how it plays in August. What kind of lineup can we put out there that's going to maximize, the value? How does Petco Park, How do we make it a home field advantage other than the 40,000 people that sell it out damn near every game? How do we make it a home field advantage for us? You know, how do we take advantage of Petco Park and the Cardinals can't when they come in? We got out homered at Petco Park by our opponents this year. That can't happen again.
Would like a random unknown hitting coach shock you and maybe cause for outrage maybe even more than the managerial hire?
For me personally,
you want an established, they've done this before. It's not, Craig Stammen's hitting coach from college that he stayed in touch with, and he's got some really great ideas, even though nobody's ever heard of him. Like, how would you feel if they made one of those hires?
Not great.
You want like the established?
No,
they have done this.
No, I want.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. You want the name, like you.
No,
you.
I want somebody that is very adept at the new way of hitting. That's what I want. Personally, I don't know that it will happen. I mean, like you look around baseball, you saw who the Nationals just hired like a 30-year-old to be their pitching coach. Again, Driveline's not the end all be all, certainly, but man, they know what they're doing as it pertains to, David Popkins from the Blue Jays. He was a Driveline guy. The Kyle Bodie coaching tree is starting to infiltrate baseball. No. There's a reason. It's not because those guys come cheap. It's because they know how to, as Dalton Varsho put it, it used to take them weeks to figure out what was wrong with my swing. Now it takes them hours, and then I'm back on track where I need to be. That's the kind of hire. I want to have my hair blown back. I don't want, we're bringing in the Royals hitting coach. He was a 10-year vet. Like, I don't want that. I want somebody that is cutting edge for Petco Park to figure out how to make it into a real home field advantage. And to fix.
My guess is you won't really know that much about the hitting coach. I'm curious who the bench coach is going to be. According to reports, Craig Stammen's going to kind of get to pick his guy to be the bench coach, at least. I'm looking for someone maybe with some managerial experience. I think that is lacking on the coaching staff and would be important. We can ask about all of these things when Craig Stammen joins us at 8:35 today. I look in our chat, though, and Yokel says, why would I want Albert Pujols as manager? Come on, man. That's a dumb question.
Is it?
Don't confuse Albert Pujols, the player,
right,
with Albert Pujols, the manager. As a manager, Albert Pujols is basically Dave Nilsson. You remember Dave Nilsson? He's the manager for Team Australia at the World Baseball Classic. Played in the big leagues before. Doesn't have any major league managing experience. You don't know that any of Albert's skills as a player were going to translate to be a good manager. History shows us that there's really no correlation between being a great player and being a great manager. So there's no one has any idea if Albert will be a good manager or will ever be a manager in Major League Baseball.
Yokel said it would have been so exciting to have Albert as the manager. People would be buying season tickets as we speak. They don't have season tickets left, man. They're filling the park every night. Albert Pujols would have been a very sexy, splashy hire. No question.
If you had half your stadium empty and we're looking for a sexy pick to fill the stands.
He would put asses in seats for sure.
But there's no reason to think Albert would be any more successful than anyone else, including Craig Stammen, Ruben Niebla, or any of the other candidates for manager. I do know personality-wise, Craig Stammen fits the bill for what you should be looking for in a manager, at least in those qualities.
Yeah. We all got excited at the name.
Oh, sure.
Him being a finalist and interviewing for, 69 hours down at Petco Park, we all got excited thinking, what would that look like?
Yeah, it would be crazy.
Especially when you take into consideration that the offense is the biggest area that needs to be addressed from last season. And who better than perhaps a guy that had over 700 home runs?
Yeah, I mean, all the guys that, Barry Bonds, that was a hitting coach, not great. Ted Williams, horrible manager. I mean, there's no guarantee.
Mark McGwire did not fix the Padres offense when he was hitting coach.
There's just no guarantee that a guy that especially it's almost like it's counterintuitive. Like it's counterintuitive to think most of these really great hitters never become hitting coaches.
Yokel says it jokingly, but you're right. Yeah, I don't know if Tiger Woods would be a good golf coach or Michael Jordan would be a good basketball coach. You're right. You don't know.
Right.
And there's a good chance that they're not.
Yeah. Probably
that they
not.
wouldn't be good coaches just because they were talented doing something.
Just do it like
I'm not trying to, throw any shade at Albert Pujols. He may be good.
Yeah.
At some point.
He may get a shot somewhere down the road.
But he has no advantage over anybody else. That, Craig Stammen has 13 years of big league experience.
Correct.
Albert Pujols had a little more than that, but that's the same experience managing, watching games, because you hit a lot of home runs does not make you a better manager.
Well, it doesn't mean you can teach guys how to do it.
It does
either.
not.
We'll see. We'll see. I think it's okay to be skeptical. I think it's absolutely okay to be skeptical about it.
Are the Padres looking to bring back one Luis Arraez? The new report that's out this morning from baseball's general manager meetings. We'll talk about that coming up. Hour number 2 of Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. are 2 hours away from this morning's biggest fan announcement. Yes, the contest continues this week for your chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey suite at a future Padres game with all of the fan staff. 20 tickets for you and your friends. Just register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest-fan and then listen at 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5:30 each day for new names to be selected. You'll have 10 minutes to call us back if you hear your name called at 9 a.m. this morning. All right, general managers meetings underway. AJ Preller generally has kind of informal media sessions with some of the reporters there. We talked a little bit about what he said to Kevin Acee in our last segment. Apparently, he also talked to Robert Murray from Fansided Woods. And according to AJ Preller, the Padres do have interest in retaining free agent infielder Luis Arraez. Now, what is that level of interest? You can, as AJ, it's a lot easier. Hey, are you interested in retaining Luis Arraez?
Sure.
He's not going to go, no,
No.
we have no interest in retaining Luis Arraez. Of course, he's going to say, yeah, of course. Yeah, we'd love to have Louis back. A big part of our team last year. I think the question is what are you going to be willing to pay Luis Arraez? Where are you going to play him? And where would you bat him in the lineup if you brought him back? Of course, Arraez coming off not his best season, maybe his worst season in Major League Baseball. Hit 292, 327 on base percentage, 719 OPS, 8 homers, 61 RBI. After 3 straight batting titles, definitely took a step back last year. And now he's going into free agency, not knowing really what teams think of his value around Major League Baseball. Like, are there teams that will bid him up? Or is he going to be one of those guys that's still looking for a job when spring training rolls around in February?
I just don't know. He is the enigma, mystery wrapped in a riddle, Luis Arraez. I think in the right spot, in the lineup, very valuable. Could be very valuable or valuable. If he hits 340, he's valuable. If he hits 290, he's not. He's the worst 290 hitter on the planet. Now, nobody hits 290 anymore, right? They just don't. But you can't have a 290 batting average and a 305 OBP.
But they do have 370 to 400 OBPs, even if they're hitting 270.
Right.
And Luis Arraez doesn't do that.
Does not do that. Does not slug the baseball on a team that desperately needs, some slug. He does not provide that. But again, it's got to match up for the player too, because I can't imagine in good faith you go to Luis Arraez and say, all right, we'll give you the 2 years, 20 million, 28 million, whatever he's projected at, Ben. Yeah, but you're going to hit 7th for us and you're going to platoon at first base with somebody else. I just don't see it happening. I don't know that it's still a fit here in San Diego. I just don't.
ESPN projects Arraez at 2 years, 17 million.
Total?
Just total, $8.5 million per year. I don't know that he's going to be eager to sign for that as a 3-time batting champion, but that's not a huge figure for a guy who can hit 360 to 70, possibly. We've seen long periods where he does that. Here's why I don't think he's really a fit, at least right now, for the San Diego Padres. Where do you play him? You need slug. You need power. If you put him back at first base,
that's gone.
You have no place to add power to your lineup. Gavin Sheets can be your DH. Luis Arraez is at first base. Jake Cronenworth at second. You are already set around the diamond.
You're running it back, basically.
The only way that I could think you could make it work is make him the DH along with a new first baseman, and or you can put Gavin Sheets at first base, get a right-handed DH who can hit for some power, and you're basically platooning him at DH. But that all of a sudden makes him a very expensive platoon DH who doesn't have a lot of power either. And we've heard Luis Arraez say he doesn't really love being a DH. He wants to play in the field every day, but he's not that good of a defender. Whether you put him at first or second, he's a minus defender on the field. Whatever Mike Schultz says about his first base, he's adequate, but he's certainly not going to win any gold gloves out there.
No, and again, we need slug, and he's not. I think we need right-handed slug as well, and right-handed power. The pull side to Petco Park is where the home runs live. That's why it's so great having Ramon Laureano back for a year. And I don't know, man. I just don't see it as a fit. I do feel like if you get Luis back, Ben, you're running out essentially the same lineup as you were last year. Now you've cleaned up the outfield a lot, certainly. But yeah, those internal metrics that we watched, he was okay. He improved. He worked hard.
He did.
This is the most I felt gaslit last year was being
that's
told
true.
how elite his defense was.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this. I thought he improved.
I thought he absolutely improved.
thought he improved.
And the thing you know about Louis is that he's a really, really hard worker, and he really, really cares, and he really, really wants to win. But he also comes with clearly a bit of no. I hit one or two and I play the field. Like he comes with a lot of demands, I would say, because again, I think there were times that Schilt probably wore it because I asked him all the time, like what am I going to tell him? 3-time batting champion, right? That to me says I'm not willing to move down to the 7 hole if you need it, Skip. I want to hit 2 because he's in his walk year. He's a free agent. He needs to get his numbers up. All that stuff comes into play, certainly. I just don't know that he's a
Does
good
that go away if he's not going to be a free
That's
agent?
the thing is like, but I mean, what are you signing him to? Another 2-year deal. So you got to go through this all next year again. I don't think Luis Arraez is a platoon player. I think he can start in the right fit, the right system. There is a team that's going to pay him. He's not going to be without a job. No question. He's going to find a job somewhere. I just kind of feel like he's going to go where he gets the best offer. And the best offer certainly should not come from the San Diego Padres. It should not. If the best offer, he can love it all he wants. You know, the guys love him. That's absolutely true. They love him. They love having him in the clubhouse. His electricity is great. But the best offer should not come from the San Diego Padres. If it did, I think that's a mistake.
There's a bit of a philosophical question about Luis Arraez as well, because you said, well, you know, he definitely, you could tell, wanted to hit near the top of the lineup. He wanted to play in the field.
I heard that the day we acquired him.
Yeah, and you can read that 2 different ways. Either he's kind of a diva, things have to be his own way, or you can view it, I think, the way he views it, and that is, I just want to be at my very best to help my teammates.
Correct.
And I feel like I'm at my very best when I'm hitting, near the top of the order and I'm playing in the field. Why would I want to be at less than my best? I'm here to help my team win, and to help my team win, this is what I think is best for me. Is that selfish or is that unselfish? That's the philosophical question. Because if you're doing it and you genuinely just want to be at your best to help your team win, that's the ultimate team, right? You're the team guy. But when you all of a sudden start pigeonholing yourself and like, yeah, but I don't think I'm going to be at my best if you put me at the 7th hole. If I have to DH.
I give a lot of credit to Xander Bogaerts, though, because when they signed him, we had him on in spring training, and he's like, nah, I got to hit in the 2 or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly what he said, but that's where I get my numbers.
I think he said, I like hitting in the 2, but I don't get my numbers.
But I don't get my numbers,
and I want to get my numbers for the team, so they should put me somewhere else.
Correct.
He said, I love hitting in the 2.
The dude hit 6th last year.
But I don't produce
7th,
for the
I think.
I don't produce as well for the team there, so they should put me somewhere else.
It's just weird. They had no problem moving Xander.
Is that selfish or is that unselfish?
The way he said
know.
I didn't take it as selfish.
I didn't take it as selfish.
Either.
But what I did take it as is, it's not selfish. This is what I'm used to, and this is frankly what I want. I want this. What's best for the team?
If he said, I know my numbers aren't great, but I'm the 2-hole hitter, that would be more of a red flag.
It's essentially the same thing, though. I don't get my numbers unless I hit in the 2. But says I got to hit you in the 2.
But isn't a player getting their numbers almost always going to be good for the team?
Right.
Like if you think you're going to get better numbers somewhere else, then shouldn't you want to play there to help the team? That's the thing. Is it diva or is it good teamwork by doing that?
And Xander was excellent the second half of the season, as K-Law says, 100% carried this team for some stretches, certainly. That being said, the attitude, I think a lot of, especially baseball, because the lineup construction's, some people value it so much. Some people say it doesn't really matter as long as everyone's producing. Then who cares where you hit? And that's fine. It mattered here. We had consistently the worst 2-hole numbers on the planet, consistent throughout the season. Whoever hit in the 2, be it Xander, be it Arraez, be it Tatis, whoever it was. It was
usually Arraez.
It was horrible. Yeah, it was 90% Arraez. It was horrible. And you would say that to them. Why are you telling me that I'm seeing greatness when I'm looking at the numbers? The numbers in that spot don't lie. It's well below average, like well below where it needs to be. Gaslighting is the perfect word. I feel like some gaslighting comes along with that, with a guy of his caliber that has that back of the baseball card, that he can point to or that they can point to justify their decisions. And I don't agree with that. I am also not foolish enough and think that this is such college baseball, high school baseball, that you're going to get 6 guys walk into the locker room and go, whatever you need me to do, I'll play wherever. Now, there are plenty of guys like that. Jay Cronenworth doesn't care if he hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He does not care. Not every player is that way. Are you better served with 9 guys in the lineup like Jake Cronenworth? Maybe. They go, I don't care where you hit me. I just want to play. It's not going to happen. It's the big leagues for a reason.
The other part of the equation is if the Padres have a 2-year, $17 million contract to throw around, and they will spend some money this offseason. The reporting is
they don't have a choice.
Don't expect them to be at the top of the market and go for a Framber Valdez and a Kyle Tucker, but they're going to spend some money. They need to do it on pitching first. And AJ acknowledged that yesterday as well with reporters in Las Vegas that, starting pitching has to be a priority. So you're going to sign someone for $17 million, probably should be in your starting rotation and not a guy that you're not sure where he's going to play, not sure where he's going to hit in the lineup, doesn't have a very good OPS, and isn't a great defensive player. I'd just rather spend that money on pitching right now because it's such a much bigger and pressing need for the San Diego Padres.
There's no question. And I read that article by AC, and there was that little nugget in there when he mentioned 2 guys getting a qualifying offer, neither of which are expected back. That bums me out. That Michael King is, I'm not saying he's not a priority, but I don't know what his ask is. I don't know what he's, planning on asking for, what he and his agent have decided. But I hope the San Diego Padres, Ben, have not written off the potential of Michael King coming back to this rotation. I really hope they have not.
I also would like to think that it's at least there's a way to potentially get Michael King back. Dylan Cease, he's gone.
He's gone.
And I think we've all kind of made our peace with that. But I would love to see Michael King continue as a San Diego Padre.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can.
For sure.
We can also talk about some news this morning. Ken Rosenthal adding to the discussion about a potential conversion of reliever to starter. Nothing new that we hadn't heard before. The discussion with Adrian Morejon going to happen maybe this week. Mason Miller. AJ Preller was very sure, though. He's only wants to convert a reliever who absolutely is dying to do it. He doesn't want to force anyone out of a role that they're comfortable in. But the name David Morgan was brought up by Ken Rosenthal this morning, and I think Dennis Lynn also assisted with that reporting. We had heard Jeremiah Estrada's name brought up last week. I hadn't heard David Morgan's name quite as, prominently mentioned as someone they could convert from a reliever to a starter. AJ said, though, I don't want to make two of my areas mediocre, being starting pitching and bullpen at the same time.
I like
we
that
have
quote.
An elite bullpen. At least I know we have an elite bullpen. If I start taking too many guys from the bullpen, we may just end up with a mediocre bullpen and mediocre starting pitching, and that's not what he wants to do for the Padres.
Not at all. It's not at all what you want. Not at all. I'm looking for that little blurb. Yeah, AJ says you want to make sure we don't look up and have 2 mediocre units. Basically admitting that one of them is mediocre right now. One of them is mediocre. The starting pitching rotation is a mediocre.
That's generous at the moment. It's just incomplete.
It's incomplete.
It's incomplete.
I don't know what to feel about the Mason Miller starting potential. I just, in my mind, I'm like, he throws too hard. He throws too hard to be a starter.
Too risky.
It's too risky for me. And if you lose him for a year,
your good bullpen is not as good.
Correct.
What if Mason Miller came to you as AJ Preller and said, I want to do this.
Then
I
you
want
have
to be
to
a
do
starter.
Then you have to do it.
And I think that's where AJ is kind of coming, from, is that if one of these bullpen guys comes to me and said, I I'm dying to do this.
We finally
Make me a starter. I would love to be a starter. Then you consider it. If they're only like lukewarm, like, I don't know.
We finally
Whatever you
Then you
need.
don't do it. You do not do. You don't take a guy who's like, I don't know, 6 innings. That seems like a lot. Let's. I don't know about this. Then you just end the discussion right there and go, you're good in the bullpen. You keep doing what you're doing. If someone like David Morgan or Jeremiah Estrada went to AJ Preller and goes, oh yeah, I heard you need a starter, I am all in. I am gung-ho, raring to, off-season program. Let's get this done. I think this is my dream come true. Then absolutely you consider converting one of your relievers to a starting pitcher that way. You've had success doing it before with guys like Seth Lugo. Michael King was a reliever that you've turned into a starter. You're good at it. You've actually done better than most organizations at converting relievers to starters. So, yeah, if someone wants to do it, do it. If they don't, then end of discussion right there.
Nail says Jacob deGrom dialed it back, throwing 97, 98 instead of 100 plus, made it through 170 innings pitched this season. Nails, after like 7 seasons in a row of throwing 7 innings, we don't have Mason Miller for that long. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like he was constantly hurt every single year. You don't want him on the Jacob deGrom path at all, not even a little, because by the time maybe he figures it out, guess what? He's a free agent. I feel like he has locked down the back end of the bullpen, whether it's the 8th, the 9th, whatever it may be, wherever the biggest outs come, that's when you use Mason Miller. You finally figured out a role for Adrian Morejon where he is not only good, he's elite, the best in baseball from the left side when you needed him to be. Like those pieces of the puzzle are already fit in. Why do I want to take those out of the puzzle and try to jam them in another spot? I really don't. David Morgan, different story. You want to work on converting David Morgan to a starter? Have a ball. Have a ball. I don't think Jeremiah Estrada is a starting pitcher either. But again, I don't make these decisions. I really don't make these decisions. I'm pretty firm, though, on the Miller and Morejon should remain in the bullpen. I'm pretty firm on that.
I'm intrigued by the idea of David Morgan as a starter.
Sure.
Lower risk, young guy. Maybe he can add a pitch. You've got Niebla, Stammen, Fritz, all working some magic on him.
If he's not in the bullpen, you can figure it out.
Yes, he doesn't ruin your bullpen by taking him out of it.
Right, correct.
I'm intrigued by that idea. I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued
when you're
as well.
talking about your setup and or closer, like all of a sudden you would need an entirely new bullpen.
Yeah,
entirely new bullpen.
Yeah, I was texting with a buddy yesterday, and he basically said people are saying, you can't give up Leo for a guy that throws, 60 innings or whatever. And it's like, what if those are the 60 most elite innings that you get? They're the most elite innings that which he's proved. Like we saw what he did in the postseason.
How many wins does out of those 60 do you end up
for
locking down?
For real. I really think that they're best suited with Miller and Morejon after years of trying to find the right slot for Adrian. Years. Like multiple years. You did it. You found it. It's good. Why would you mess with a good thing?
Take a time out. When we come back, we'll pause for a little don't do this, including an NFL head coach throwing what I would call like an 11-year-old style tantrum.
I like these.
At the podium yesterday. We'll get to that coming up next after a check of traffic.
Emmanuel Clase, maybe innocent. This is a new one.
All right. Well, we'll listen to the arguments coming up next here on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Did someone say Class A? Because 7 Mile Casino is a Class A place to play
very,
cards.
Very Class A. Very Class A.
And you would have been better off there than anywhere else.
Yeah, that's actually legal. You're allowed to go and do that. You can go sit down, play some California-style blackjack, some Pai Gow poker, some baccarat. You can play some California-style blackjack, which is personally my favorite game. But yeah, they got everything you're looking for at 7 Mile Casino. Ben.
It's airy. It's got windows. There's no slot machines. There's no smoking. It's clean. The dealers are friendly, professional. They know how to treat players well, high-limit players, even spreading. Great games at 7 Mile Casino. Plus, you've got the other side of 7 Mile on the left side. That's Sammy's Sammy's Wood-Fired Pizza with the 24/7 players menu. Great all-day options for dining, including the award-winning weekend brunch coming up Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So many different reasons, Woods, to head on down.
Yeah, no question. Best park, guys, just 7 minutes from Petco Park. Anytime you're downtown, you look up 7 minutes away, 7 Mile Casino. So whether it's lunch, whether it's cards, whatever you want to do, check it out for yourself. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I got a bit of a rant in me for Don't Do This today. I'm not usually a ranter, but I got one for you. Don't Do This, brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
What was that?
Don't.
Turn on your microphone. You're back.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. I'll get us started because I do have a do this, but I think it's going to make people mad. But you were in the bathroom and talking to our boss, Michael, the whole break, so we didn't really get to discuss it fully. But I will start with the story out of the New York Jets. Now, it started with ESPN Jets reporter Rich Shimini sending out a tweet that said, bad news for the Jets offense. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson expected to miss at least 3 to 4 weeks with a knee sprain, source says. Good news is no surgery, just rehab. Just a nice little bit of Jets reporting by a Jets reporter. Seemed fairly innocuous until Jets head coach Aaron Glenn took the podium yesterday for his regular Tuesday update with the media.
I'm going to pass on talking about injuries. Since Rich, he's not here, has all the answers, so you guys can get all the injuries from Rich. So I go right into this game.
It skips to the end.
Or is that not something you want to
Ask Rich.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm telling you to ask Rich. Well, you better call him.
No disrespect to you or Rich, but like we want to hear it from you. You know, like
You guys have been here. You guys have been hearing from me, but now since we're just reporting stuff, that I haven't said, then maybe you should ask him.
Thanks, everybody. See how I'm doing.
Wow. Oh, the old
Thanks, everybody.
one student acts up in class and we're going to punish the entire classroom.
Oh, I was that student. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you guys had to do extra work.
Here's what I hate about this. First of all, Rich just doing his job. He got a source from inside the organization who told him some injury news about Garrett Wilson. Aaron, you're the one with the leak. It's not Rich's fault. You should be blaming yourself, your own coaching staff, trainers, whoever who's giving out that information. And the people you're punishing is not Rich, who already has the info, and not your own team, who's the one that's leaking it out. You're punishing all the other reporters who are also just trying to do their job, who can't ask Rich. He's a competitor. He works for another outlet, and you're telling them, why don't you just go to Rich and ask? He has all the answers. No, they're all trying to do their job, and you've decided to punish just the group of people who had nothing to do with this at all. All the other people who you're mad at, your own team, your own Rich, the reporter, you're not doing anything to them, just the other people. And because you're petulant and you're mad and you're acting like a 10-year-old. Nice job, Aaron Glenn.
Somebody said in the chat, can't wait for Stammen to say, go ask AC. Get you about. I don't see Stammen saying that,
but I can't imagine it.
I can absolutely I can imagine a former manager saying that 1,000%.
I bet he says ace.
Ace, man. Man, you got really mad about that. You were passionate.
A little bit of a rant there bothered me. Aaron Glenn, come on, be better. Don't do this.
It's the Jets, dude. What do you expect?
It's true. It's the Jets.
At least we're not the Jets. Should be that be our motto? It could be worse. We could be the Jets. Fair. I got an interesting one. I saw this over the weekend in an interview held by director of CDN Deportes, Frank Camillo. Reporter Luis Hernandez, good friend of Emmanuel Clase, affirms that Emmanuel Clase has stated that all the calls that were intercepted by the FBI had nothing to do with illegal bets, guys. They were cockfighting calls. He's a cockfighter, likes to bet on cockfights.
Still not great.
And well, it's
but he's not betting on baseball.
Right. It wasn't baseball. It was cockfighting. I wasn't playing. These weren't baseball bets. I was betting on. This is cockfighting. This is all
cockfighting.
Cockfighting. All these calls are for cockfighting.
Just the first pitch. So when Andy Pages swung at the first pitch,
the sad face.
That was about cockfighting.
It was about cockfighting.
Got it.
Clase remains in the Dominican Republic. Is currently not under custody. But they sat in a room and they go, you got to come up with something. Let's go cockfighting. How about it? If I ever get in trouble again, I'm going to be like, this is cockfighting, babe. Babe, I know I told you I don't gamble anymore. I don't. It was cockfighting. I was betting on cockfighting. It has to
be something somewhat bad so people will believe it. I mean, no. I was talking about feeding the homeless.
Yeah.
That's what those texts were about. You have to
Yes.
You have to at least admit to something, I guess,
Right.
without admitting to the worst possible thing that they're accusing you of.
Now,
Cockfighting, really?
It's cockfighting. Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. It's a huge thing in the DR. It's fine. It's a cultural thing. I'm not a fan of cockfighting myself. I wouldn't really go to a cockfighting match and bet on those. That being said, I don't know that this is going to hold up in court. I don't. I still think Emmanuel Clase is in a heap of trouble.
Once they have all the texts and they have all the subpoenas and
transfers.
transcripts
Yeah.
and everything, this case is going to be fairly, iron sealed.
I think so. But so that was an interesting defense by
Is cockfighting
Emmanuel.
against the rules? Betting on cockfighting?
I don't think it's certainly not nearly as bad as betting on baseball. Let's just say that.
I think they'd rather you be betting on cockfighting than baseball if you're a baseball player, because they're allowed to bet on other sports.
You can bet on other sports.
they
This is
can-
considered another sport in
Yeah.
the Dominican Republic.
Now, I think the Cockfighting Federation needs to investigate if he was fixing cockfighting matches. That's the real one. But who knows? But that's the defense. That's where he's
How would
going.
you do that?
I don't know.
That's an ostrich.
PEDs of some sort.
Did they have a commissioner of cockfighting?
It's Rob Manfred. He'd actually is more qualified for that, in my opinion.
All right, finally a little do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
Probably more aggravating than do this, but this was from Jesse Rogers, ESPN, one of our favorites, tweeted. The first important news from the GM meetings here in Las Vegas.
Oh, boy.
The Padres.
How dare you do this,
Won the
man.
inaugural front office pickleball tournament last night. They beat the Dodgers to take home the hardware.
Finally, we slayed the dragon. The Padres have slayed the dragon again.
I'm sure everyone is thrilled that we have
Did you
the
really
best
do that as a do this? I can
pickleball.
stab you
I
right
mean, is
now.
it- would you rather have them be bad pickleball players? I don't know.
Now I know why during the commercial break, Ben goes, I have a do this, but I was going to run it by Woods, but I don't know where he is.
And
I'm
I
glad
don't,
you
I don't
didn't.
know it's going to make anyone happy. Well, like as Cole says, a dub is a dub.
The Padres have slayed the dragon again.
Was it extra sweet? Whoever was in it. Who was
Is it extra sweet because it's against the Dodgers?
Yeah. It meant everything.
And
to
I don't
me.
know who was playing. I don't think AJ is a pickleball player. He plays pickup basketball. I heard you guys talking as I was driving down on Monday to the news conference, though, about the MLB Open golf tournament
Yeah.
this week.
Did we get that right?
I cannot find a roster of players.
Right.
I'm dying to know who's representing the
Well,
Padres.
they only do like the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the
Yeah,
Mets. And like they're not saying who
I
else.
could not find who is going to represent the Padres at this MLB Open golf tournament at Shadow Creek in Las Vegas.
Would you guys rather win the pickleball tournament or the Vetter Cup? I'll take the Vetter Cup because it's actual Major League Baseball wins.
Are you saying you'd rather have had them lose to the Dodgers in the pickleball tournament?
Yeah, we'd never hear the end of it from those clowns, man.
It's a no-win situation. You lose to them, they will brag about beating you. You win, and they will say
they make fun of
they'll
you
make
for
fun of
win-
you
yeah.
for great. You won the pickleball tournament. Great. We'll just take our second World Series trophy in a row.
It's one of those stories that came out this weekend that I read and I go, oh God, don't read it. Just don't read it anymore. You're just gonna get mad. You're gonna get mad.
Again.
We got him. I'm embarrassed.
I guess that's don't
Yeah.
do this.
I'd
for
rather they have
Wednesday.
been betting on cockfighting in Las
Uh-huh.
Vegas, to be honest.
That was Don't Do This
Oh.
with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Congratulations to all involved. I'm sure it was a hard-fought match.
We've been talking about potential free agent targets for the Padres for really the last month. What about trade targets? We've got a list of some of the players that could be on the block this offseason. Do any of them interest the San Diego Padres? Do they have a package that they can put together to acquire any of these players? We will discuss coming up next year with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, if I know anything about pickleball, as I have played a little bit, I played a little bit at my in-laws' house. I got to tell you, I know it's easier on the joints than tennis is. I know that. Still hurts though, right? Like it's still, you're out there banging around. If you are a pickleball player or if you are a tennis
changing
player,
of directions.
yeah, changing directions, all that. Like you get old. I had a hard time jumping on the trampoline when I was at Taylor's 17th birthday celebration. It's hard on your joints, man. If you woke up this morning with pain in your knees, pain in your ankles, pain in your shoulder, your back, your hips, go see my friends at QC Kinetics, meet with Dr. Jackson and his staff. You can at least call and get a free consultation right now. Okay, 619-614-PAIN, PAIN. Get back to doing the things you love, whether it's swinging that pickleball racket or the tennis racket or the golf club, whatever. Just remembering how to feel alive again. I am a client. I will be a client forever. As long as I have joint pain, I know exactly, if I get it, I know exactly where I'm going. Place has been a total game changer for me. Couldn't be happier with the results from QC Kinetics. A couple different locations for you, one in Hillcrest, one in Torrey Hills. Highly recommended. Highly recommend. These guys are incredible. Ben's dad is in there currently doing it, and has loved the results so far. He's only been to one treatment, maybe two at this point, but you got to get in there, man. Check it out for yourself. Get back to doing the things you love to do. Great time to book your free consultation. 619-614-PAIN. Once again, 619-614-PAIN. It's QC Kinetics.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
In less than 1 hour, we will be joined by new Padres manager Craig Stammen live here on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. I will make a fairly solid guarantee. You will like him.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair.
You will like him. If you haven't
It's
if you
tough
haven't
not to
heard, if
like.
you weren't watching the news conference on Monday, you don't really know much about Craig Stammen. At the end of the conversation, you will come away going, like that dude. Does that mean he's going to be a successful manager, Woods?
No,
we don't know. But you will like him.
You don't know either.
Very easily liked guy.
Yeah, likable dude. I wonder if he's mean enough.
I was going to ask him about that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's incredibly
kind,
nice and polite.
Yeah.
And kind. What happens when you have to
Midwestern AF.
Yeah.
Scream at a manager? Because that's part of the job, or in an umpire.
Yeah.
That's part of the job. Every once in a while, you got to go protect your players and scream at an ump.
I was
cuss them out a little
He's
bit.
probably never been ejected from a game, has he?
I don't know. Let's ask him.
Certainly would doubt it.
I want to ask him.
As a relief pitcher?
Has he ever been ejected? Do you have to have red ass to be a manager? Yeah, you got to have some. Yeah.
He's competitive.
Oh, 100%.
Very competitive.
Maybe he just channels it differently than, other people do.
But you don't want, Andy Green yelling, "You go call another call wrong."
Why don't you just go make another bad call, Joe? It was terrible. It was the worst chatter I've ever heard in the dugout. And I play adult league.
Even Ben, if he was given the opportunity, would have to get a little spicy.
How spicy? You wouldn't even say hell on the air the other day.
But
You
I
said,
would.
what the H? Remember that,
but
Paulie?
if I was screaming at an umpire, I'd probably have to suspend the rules.
What would you say? Like butt?
Oh, I'd probably curse.
Would you say like you do it in raps? Like, that was a terrible call, bitch. Like that. Would you do it how you do that?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. That's my favorite, is when you
Don't worry, I'm leaving, Joe. You can go call another call.
Okay, I will. See you later, Pipsqueak. The worst chatter I've ever heard. Do one more time.
Don't worry, I'm leaving, Joe. You can go call another call.
Okay, will do.
Joe West is sitting there like,
Joe West,
who are you?
Go call another call.
you can go call another call wrong. That's when he lost me. That's when I was lost officially.
Actually, I have the full. This was June 18th of 2018. So it would have been June 17th is my guess. And we played it the next morning.
If Ben Higgins was the manager of the San Diego Padres, it would have been saltier than that.
Yeah.
Trust me.
It would have been.
You're going to leave right now, and I'm not coming back, but you will just keep messing up, Joe. And I'm
Pass.
going.
Darn it.
No,
Pass.
I'm going now.
That's terrible.
You did this. That is a terrible, terrible brand of trash talk. I'm leaving, Joe. You can go call another call wrong. It's awful. It's just as bad as it gets.
All right, any trade targets out there for your San Diego Padres this offseason? We've got a list of potentials. We will get to that right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Creative Repipe, the Repipe experts. We saw this hit and run crash on northbound 805 before University. It's in the center divide. Also traveling on North 15 in the North County, just past Via Rancho Parkway. An accident involving a couple vehicles, not showing if lanes are blocked. Before that drip becomes a flood, call Creative Repipe for whole house repipes. Financing available, and 97.3 The Fan listeners get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty. Call 619-399-2880 or visit creativerepipe.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So our friend Ryan Phillips from Sports Illustrated put together a list of the top 10 potential trade chips this offseason in Major League Baseball, guys who could be on the trade block. And just want to throw out if the Padres might try to put together a package for any of them. Like number one on the list is Tarek Skubal.
Oh,
the Tigers have said they're not planning on trading Skubal, but with 1 year left on his contract, you can't guarantee anything. I don't see the Padres. I mean, he puts the Padres as a fit because they need pitching. If he was to be put on the trade block, the price tag would be enormous.
We don't have it.
And I don't think the Padres have what it takes to land
Tarek
Skubal, but he's out there, as a possibility.
I've heard the Mets and I've heard the Dodgers. Where do you even pitch him? What is he, your 4? He's in L.A. Yamamoto, Snell, Skubal, Glasnow, Shohei is your 5? Just because he hits? I quit.
I'd rather not. think about that
Yamamoto,
scenario.
Glasnow, Snell,
Yeah.
Skubal, Ohtani.
Number 2 is Jarren Duran. Now, the Padres are not reportedly in the market for an outfielder. With Ramon Laureano back, the outfield is set, but we also know that AJ has coveted Jarren Duran in the past. Is there a possibility that they could work a trade that includes a major league outfielder?
He's not.
I don't see it happening anymore, but he's one of those guys. The Red Sox definitely have an extra outfielder and have discussed the possibility in the past.
Yeah.
We talked about him a lot this
Talked
time
about him a
last
lot.
year.
He was the number. Again, keep focusing on the wrong target that AJ Preller allegedly is in love with, and they never come here. The guys that you actually expect that they're gonna pull a deal for, they never end up here. It's random people that you're like, oh, okay, I didn't even know Mason Miller was available. That end up here.
Number 3 is Freddie Peralta, who is under contract for $8 million next season. Certainly will be someone who attracts a lot of interest if the Brewers do end up trading him. Price tag might be too high in terms of prospects to acquire someone like Freddie Peralta, but he's definitely on the list. In fact, Ryan put the Padres as his first fit.
Would be a great
in
fit
a potential Freddie Peralta trade. And if there is a way to make it happen, I would love exploring the possibility.
I would also very much like to explore.
Next up, Joe Ryan of the Minnesota Twins, breakout season last year, and does feel to me like an AJ Preller. Like, we may not know about it, but he could be in love with Joe Ryan and will do anything it takes to acquire Joe Ryan. I don't know why I feel that, but we've seen players like that in the past where like AJ just gets his must-haves. Again, I don't know, is Ethan Salas, who's back, by the way,
back at
100% and ready to go. Is he someone that they would trade in the offseason? Is there any interest in the rest of the baseball world to put together a package to acquire Ethan Salas that includes a frontline starting pitcher? Don't know what the appetite is for that on either side right now.
Joe Ryan, 2 years left of team control, which is very attractive to any team, Ben, and that's going to make the price tag go absolutely through the roof for a guy like Joe Ryan of his caliber. So I don't know. I just don't. I with our depleted farm,
AJ likes guys with multiple years of control. He's willing to trade whatever it takes. I don't know why Joe Ryan just stood out on this list to me.
Yeah, I saw somebody tweet over the weekend, Joe Ryan will be a San Diego Padre. Write it down. We'll see.
Number 5, Stephen Kwan. Don't see any fit
with
him for the Padres.
Bring back him and Arraez.
Adley Rutschman, whose name I saw brought up with the Padres, but with Freddie Fermin now, I don't think you put all your eggs in the catching basket and go for Adley Rutschman.
Same.
Sandy Alcantara. Now, you need pitching. I mean, I can't dismiss that. I'm sure AJ's had discussions about Sandy in the past with the Marlins. He's second season coming back from Tommy John surgery. Do you believe he's going to bounce back from 11-12 and 5.36, where he's worth, sending some good prospects? Or if he's that pitcher, then you don't want to touch him with a 20-foot pole.
Yeah, we need arms, man. We need arms, but
He's
we
an
don't have a ton of capital to trade.
Right.
That's the thing. So the trade market will probably be a little bit closed off for the San Diego Padres, would be my guess, just based on what we know from what they have down there to deal, and the guys that they do have, the guys that they are high on. I don't think they're looking to move, from Cruz, Schoolcraft, and guys of that nature, Tucker Musgrove and Ethan Salas. I mean, you got to try. It's hard. Again, another needle to thread for AJ Preller, but you have to try to develop that farm system, build that farm system again. And what's going to happen at the deadline? If you're a game up or a game out and you're going for it, you're in win now mode, as he has proven he is, and say goodbye to some of those guys.
Joe Adell. I mean, the power, 37 home runs seems ideal, but the position outfield is not. He has control through 2027. There's some value there if the Angels are interested in dealing Joe Adell, but I don't see the Padres as being major players.
This one I keep seeing is Mackenzie Gore back to the Padres. I've seen that.
Mac is back?
Mac is back.
Yeah, it makes some sense.
Then I'm ready to convert you into a starting pitcher at this point. You know what I mean? Like, again, you need arms, but I just don't know how busy they're going to be.
It's again a 2-year of control guy.
Yep.
But what is that second year with the labor uncertainty? Don't know about that. And then Luis Robert Jr., who again was also a lot of guys connected to the Padres on this list.
Yeah,
for
at
sure.
the deadline, for
either
sure.
in the past or currently. So some interesting names out there. The question is, what do other teams view in the Padres minor leagues? Is there enough to even pull off a deal?
No doubt.
We'll be following that closely all offseason. We'll come back. Craig Stammen in our third hour next year with Ben and Woods on The Fan.
All right, we're halfway home on a Wednesday. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan. Appreciate you being here very, very much. Got the new Padres skipper coming on, 8:35. Craig Stammen will join the program. Looking forward to that. You know, obviously heard the press conference. Didn't get a chance to ask him any questions then. We will ask our questions now. There's a lot to cover, certainly. Again, hasn't managed the game yet, so I don't know how rough I'm going to be on him.
To be fair, we didn't get a chance to ask questions is inaccurate. We did not volunteer or raise our hands or get the microphone to ask questions. It was right in front of you. You could have asked a question.
So could you
As could have I.
Every other TV guy did.
They did, and I started feeling a little like I should do something. But then I thought, no, we're going to probably have him on later in the week, and I'll save my questions,
Okay.
which I did. And I have some good ones.
Oh, okay. I mean, we'll be the judge of that.
Fair enough.
Right. Can't just say you have some good ones. Want to run them by me? And
I believe I have some good ones.
And there we go.
Darnay asked a great question. Jake asked a great question.
John Howard asked a question.
Julian Delgadio asked a question. And here the three of us said, the three stooges, literally sitting there doing bits the whole time. They passed the microphone around.
Bob Scanlon didn't ask a question.
He did not, actually.
So I felt okay. Where Bob goes, I go.
That's true. It was good to see the scan man there.
I was going to comment that the picture of Craig Stammen made him look like Matt Damon, but John Howard took the question from me. So
he sure did. He sure did.
I did enjoy the question about Stammen being a winning 45.
That's pretty good. So
the scouting scale, it goes
20
from
to
20 to
80.
80. 45 is kind of a below average in terms of talent player.
Right.
And AJ that's how he evaluated Craig Stammen. He's not particularly good, doesn't throw particularly hard. he's a winning player. He's a winning 45. What can he say? He laughed about it and actually got AJ in a pretty good mood when he asked that question.
Darnay did mention the 4 home runs. Can we bury that now? Is that like he gave up 4 home runs consecutively? I remember it. I remember exactly where I was when I saw it. I'll never forget it, ever. But are we gonna be done with it now, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like a dead horse at some point.
We look, his numbers.
They're
career
pretty good.
Winning record, ERA in the mid 3s.
Yeah, 3.54 with a 55 and 44. I mean, 13
really,
years,
really
solid. Dude.
Solid.
Better than you, better than me.
Inning reliever in his career. To last 13 years in that role, yeah, not an all-star, but a very solid major league relief pitcher.
K-Laws wants to know, this is a good question. He said, what's the main gotcha with the hire of Craig Stammen right now? That's a good question. It's lack of experience, and I do feel like the fan base where people are upset because they didn't know he was a candidate, right? Like if Nick Hundley gets hired, are people having the same or
AJ Ellis, even who is in the organization as an advisor?
But no, because we knew about Hundley. We knew Hundley was interviewing. I think he's a good comp. Good major leaguer, long major league career, no managerial experience. Are people upset because they were surprised by it? That may be it. That people feel like the wool got pulled over their eyes somehow. I saw so many reaches on social media too that, he didn't even want this gig. AJ had to sell him. No, dude. AJ thought he'd be a good manager years ago, started planting the seed, which is what you do. And Craig was like, bro, I got 4 kids. It's not going to work for me. Think about it. Can you talk to your wife? Like, if you've ever been a recruiter, I don't close a guy on the first call. I close him 3 years later sometimes. That's how it works. And sometimes those are the best guys because they've actually taken the time to go through all of the different things. They've talked it over with their wife. They have gotten the okay to do it. And listen, I mean, the family part of it is important to Craig Stammen. Very important. And he needed to get that buy-in. That buy-in, Ben, probably took 3 years to do, to get.
If you dislike AJ Preller, you go.
Yeah, if you dislike AJ Preller, that's an easy one.
This is an inside job. Yes, man.
Correct.
Who's not going to challenge
Which
AJ.
is fine. You're not going to change your mind.
It's an uninspiring hire that no one around baseball cares about. If you're an AJ fan, you go, this was a masterstroke by AJ, keeping it under wraps. gently massaging the guy who we always wanted to get the job into wanting the job, and over the long haul, like years, like he's playing the long game to try to get Craig Stammen to be his manager for several years. And he finally accomplished his great coup de grace of his entire general managerial career. You can go either way. It just depends on whether you like AJ or don't.
I'm in the middle. I stand right there in the middle.
That's fair.
But I do think it's funny because it's not like Lou Brown, Hey man, do you want to manage the Indians? I don't know. I got a guy looking to buy some white walls. Like, it's not that. That's how some people portrayed it, that he was like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like, can I be honest with you guys? Like, this is a little bit inside. That's what Jace Tingler was. Jace Tingler did not want this job. He did not. By the accounts I've heard from somebody that is very in the know of what happened. You couldn't be more in the know. He was like, what? No, please. Something fell through. Got to have it. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. This is not that. This is not that. That I will tell you with every bit of journalistic integrity that I have. This is not that. Okay? So put that out of your mind. Clickbait garbage. Garbage is what that is. This is a completely different thing. And again, as a husband with 2 kids, bro, I got a massage for a whole week to go out and play a baseball game on a Sunday. So I got to imagine this took a little bit of massaging and a lot of thought for him to actually take this gig. So
I don't think he was asked on Monday, but I would like to know, like, all right, Craig, 4 managers in 6 years. What's going to be different?
Are you scared? Are you scared?
How does that make you feel?
Yeah. How do you feel about it? Right. Of course. Like, the funny thing is I was driving home and I thought, could I see this guy gone in 2 years? Yeah, of course, because that's what's happened here. And that's how baseball works a lot these days. You don't get a huge opportunity. Could I also see this guy here for 10? Sure, absolutely. But I said the same thing. The one for me that I thought would be here a while is Bob Melvin. I really thought Bob,
till he retired.
Yeah. I was hook, line, and sinker. I thought this is going to be the guy that probably takes me through my career. I think Bob and I will be on a path when, like not when he goes, I go, but I just thought he was going to be here for a decade. I really did. Didn't work that way. He had visions of being across the street and he went and it didn't work out. He's gone. And so I really feel like at this point,
and by the way, some of this hire is informed by what happened with Bob Melvin, because Bob Melvin wasn't on the same page as it turned out.
Correct.
With the front office once he got here. And that didn't work out very well for everybody involved. So now the response is, let's find someone who's more connected with our front office. In fact, the last 2 managers both worked in the front office before they took over as the manager. There's your through line.
There's your thread.
There's your thread. Bob Melvin was not a yes man. It did not work out very well for both him, AJ, and the Padres, especially in 2023, a disastrous season. So they let Bob move on to the job that he really wanted, and they decided to find people who were more aligned with what they wanted to do. And from all accounts, it worked pretty well with Mike Schilt the last couple of years.
Sure, no doubt.
And they want to keep that going. And Craig Stammen, who has worked closely with Mike Schilt, will be mentored by Mike Schilt. He didn't use that word specifically, but he's going to lean on Mike Schilt as a resource going forward. You're not going to see major changes. I would imagine like spring training will pretty much be run the same way Mike Schilt did. The schedules, everything like that, cut and paste, for next year. They're not going to make major changes from what Mike Schilt did because they like most of what Mike Schilt did the last couple of years. Yeah. And we'll keep that with Craig Stammen going forward. Again, you can like it or not like it. Not going to say that I am right and you are wrong.
No.
I believe Craig Stammen will be a good manager. I don't know that I'm right, but I do believe that he will be. I don't think less of you if you doubt Craig Stammen will be a good manager. I think the person, though, gives him a real good opportunity to succeed in this job. The person that he is.
The person, the temperament for sure, the communication was just based on past experience. That's what I'm looking forward to. We'll get our first chance to do that here in about 20 minutes. But switching gears quickly, I've got to give you some credit, Benjamin.
Me?
Was it Monday? I guess it was Monday. Was that when we had the discussion, or was it last week about the new show on Apple TV called Pluribus?
Monday. Yeah.
It was Monday? God, it seems like a month ago. So We had Craig Elston on. I think he mentioned it as well. His new show.
I didn't. I wanted to mention it with him. I texted him afterwards and said, I didn't have time. I wanted to ask you about Pluribus. He texted me back and he goes, amazing, right? And I said, yes. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I absolutely loved it.
So I read the description. I have no idea what it means. And I see it pop up and I go, oh, and then you tell me there's some sci-fi. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to take myself out of it because I'm not a sci-fi guy. And then I'm telling you, I looked at it and I said, all right, I may give it a shot. And then I got a text from our buddy, Justice Parman, who is a brilliant, brilliant mind and huge Padres fan. And I love Justice to death, and graphic, brilliant designer and director and all. He's just a very talented guy. He goes, Woodsy, I've got family members like you. They don't like sci-fi. So it takes them out of the running for a lot of the things I'm interested in. He goes, this is one I'm going to give you my full endorsement on. Please give it a shot. There's only 2 episodes. Watch it.
Thank you, Justice.
And he goes, I got friends that work on the show. I said, okay. So I put it on. And within 10 minutes, I went, oh my God. And I texted Ben and I go, dude, I am puckered right now. I am literally puckered. I'm terrified, a little bit terrified. Hannah's asleep. Kids are asleep. It's pitch black. I'm watching on my phone. It's so good. It's so good. I fought through, I guess, for me, the weird concept and the, what's happening? Right? Like the inexplicable. It's incredible. It's so good, in fact, that I'm seriously debating, and I know I'm not going to be able to do it because they're doing the thing where they release it every week. I like when they throw out the entire, here's the whole buffet, buddy. Eat up. So I can take it at my
gorge.
I
gorge yourself.
I just like a whole gallon of ice cream. I like that's how I prefer to consume my shows these days. All right. So I want to try to sit on it until it's over and then binge watch it like when we're on, vacation.
So you watched 2 episodes.
I watched 2.
Let's say there's 10 episodes. You want to just stop now
for like 2 months
and then wait until
I want to, but I also want to be in the know. If Ben's like, "Oh, did you see the latest episode?" I'm not going to be able to. I just said it out loud. I can't do it.
It's got its hooks in you.
It is so good. It's so well done. So I highly recommend. Me, I don't like sci-fi stuff. I really don't. Don't like aliens. Don't like any of that stuff. It's not for me. This is for me. It's really. What's the girl's name?
Ray Seahorn is the actress.
She is unbelievably great in it. Unbelievably great. She was in
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Kim Wexler, the attorney, female attorney.
The premise is absolutely insane. It's insane. But honestly, I was watching this, would I like it if anybody else was in it? I don't know. She's that good. It's such a good show. So I highly recommend, if you have Apple TV, watch Pluribus. It's like,
I know, isn't it great?
It's so good. Paulie, you haven't started it yet?
No, I'll probably start it today. I just know
it in the afternoon so you don't get scared like I did. I kept looking around like are my kids gonna walk and stand by my bedside? And
I'm assuming they're close to an hour,
46 minutes.
Okay, so yeah. I'm like, do I have 2 hours right now devoted to whatever chaos is coming my way? No, yesterday I didn't. I wasn't in the good headspace. I didn't want to, because I'll get locked in. I know I will.
It's so good. She's incredible. Incredible. We can't even oversell her performance, is how great she is. So that is what I wanted to mention. That thank you for the recommendation.
You're welcome.
Finally,
my first one, and maybe like
8 years.
Got one that Woodsy seems to enjoy.
It's so good, man. You guys will love it. You guys are absolutely going to love it. So again, you got to get Apple TV, but it's great.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Let's take a little time out. Want to make sure we have plenty of time for Take on Woods, and then Craig Stammen's going to join us. So if you'd like to be our contestant for our musical trivia challenge, try to qualify for the Sammy Hagar tickets in Las Vegas and the 2-night stay, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll play our game, and then we'll be joined by the skipper of the San Diego Padres. Quick message, though, this holiday season, too many San Diegans will go hungry. Join 97.3 The Fan and support the San Diego Food Bank. Donate food directly online through our Odyssey San Diego Food Fund, where every donation helps feed local families. Go to 97.3thefansd.com and give today. We'll be back after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, sdfatloss.com is the place that I went to lose the weight. It was 2 summers ago. I was skeptical because I had done other weight loss programs in the past. I had even lost weight on other programs, but I was never able to keep the weight off because when you ask you to eat 5 bars, like snack bars a day instead of meals, and then you stop eating them, you're just bound to gain the weight back at the end of the program. SDFatLoss.com is different. It's based on real foods. I ate a lot of chicken and steak while I was losing on the program, some vegetables. Ate what I liked, just ate them in the right amounts at the right times, and I lost weight fast, up to a pound of fat per day, 10 to 20% of my body weight in just 60 days. You can do the same by getting your free consultation now at sdfatloss.com. And if you sign up right now, take advantage of the huge holiday sale, get over $400 off. Lose 10 to 20% of your body weight, $400 off by December 31st, and do it without exercise or injections. Other people have done it in this building. Other tier ones have done it, lost tons of weight. You could be next. Just go to sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Love San Diego. Lived here almost my whole life. Best place in the world.
Almost.
As long as I can remember, I've lived in San Diego.
Mm-hmm. Where were you born?
Los Angeles.
Oh, that's right.
We moved when I was 2. I've been here
Pasty
since.
transplant.
Yeah, but the one thing we seem to be missing out on, I'm seeing these pictures of the Aurora Borealis that's stretching like all the way down to like Texas. I didn't see any here last night, but man, it looks incredible because solar flares or something.
I'd rather live here.
Well, I'd rather live here.
Indiana. I'd rather live here and not see it,
but I kind of
live
want to
in
see
Indiana
it.
again.
I kind of want to see it.
There's pictures. That's
There's
what the pictures.
Yes, but wouldn't it be different? Guys walking outside and seeing the red lights dancing all over the.
But then you look around on 3 days from now, and you're like, I'm in Indiana. I'm in Muncie, Indiana.
I get it. Yes.
But that 3 days I had was
long term.
Yeah, saw them a year ago. Similar, I think it was as like a solar storm or something that they called it, and they were
beautiful pictures.
Seen as far as like I think even like Mexico, you could see traces of the Northern Lights. It wasn't the same. It wasn't like being in Alaska or anything like that. But it was cool to be able to drive like 40 minutes out and to where it was dark enough and you could still see like little traces of it.
Yeah, the magnetic poles are shifting.
Are they? I don't know scientifically how it works. Yeah. I heard solar flares.
Take your word for it.
They're supposed to be even more beautiful this evening also.
Not here, though. We're a little too far south.
It's all right.
It's all right. Here we have Take on Woods.
Same.
Let's get to it right before the manager. Coming up. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got Matt as our contestant this morning. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Oh, I like your enthusiasm. All right, let's see if we can hook you up. If you can beat or tie Woods, we'll put you in our grand prize drawing for the 2-night stay in Las Vegas at the Park MGM. 2 tickets to see Sammy Hagar at Dolby Live at Park MGM on March 20th, and a $100 gas card. Get your own Sammy Hagar tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Here are your categories today for your 5 questions of musical trivia. We still have Bye, 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 5 song titles and artists. The second word is by, so blank by blank, essentially. Where's the Fire? 5 musical artists and bands and song titles with the word fire. And speaking of fire, our new category is Fire Enders, all 2-second songs, and they all end with the word fire. So Bye, 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 Where's the Fire, or Fire Enders. Matt, what would you like to play?
Fire Enders.
All right, we're going back to the 2-second songs. I think this is the second straight day. Paulie's put together some new ones. We've got 60 seconds. Paulie will play you music. Each song, you need to give me the title and the artist to score the point, and then Woods will go, and we'll compare the scores. You can always pass, and we'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. Remember, the last word of each song title is fire. You ready to go, Matthew?
Yes, sir.
All right, Matt, 60 seconds on the clock. The category is Fire Enders. Your time begins when Paul plays our first song. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash.
Correct. Song number 2.
Light My Fire, The Doors.
Correct. Song number 3.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain.
Great Balls of Fire, Jerry Lewis.
Correct. Song number 4.
Hey, little girl, is your daddy home?
Oh, that's Bruce Springsteen. I got to think of the name, so let's pass on that.
All right. Song number 5.
I can see no horizon underneath those blazing skies.
St. Elmo's Fire. Okay, let's go back.
Okay, go back to
Hearts on Fire.
What is it again?
Yeah, so that's Hearts on Fire, Bruce.
That is incorrect. That's not the title. So go for the last one, the artist.
Okay.
St. Almost Fire.
Quickly. St. Almost Fire, Man in
Motion by John Parr. That's a tough one. So close. You only got 3, and you were so close to 5. I wonder if that's going to be enough, though, at least for a tie. Let's bring Woods back in. He'll get the same 5 questions, the same 60 seconds. Matt's score is locked in. Woods, we're also all 2-second songs again today.
Oh, boy.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the first song. Good luck. Let's take on Matt.
Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash.
Correct. Song number 2.
Light My Fire by the Doors.
Correct. Song number 3.
Great Balls of Fire by Jerry Lee Lewis.
Correct. Song number 4.
I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen.
Correct. And song number 5.
That's St. Elmo's Fire.
It is.
By
tough one here.
30 seconds.
A lot of time to think of it.
It's I know it. Son of a fudge. Eric Carmen.
Oh, not bad guess. John Paul.
Damn it.
But a 4-3 win would sneaks it out. Tough one for Matt because he got Bruce Springsteen, but he said Hearts on Fire instead of I'm on Fire. And he also, like you, got St. Elmo's Fire, but could not think of John Paul.
John Paul.
Bit of an
What did
unknown
Eric
artist.
Carmen sing? Hungry Eyes?
Hungry Eyes, yes.
Sound the same to me.
Same sort of era.
Yeah, yeah.
Fire Enders was the name of that category.
Fire Enders. Some good ones.
Opposed to Fire Starters. All right, let's take a time out. When we come back, the manager of the San Diego Padres, Craig Stammen, going to join us for the first time coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
But first, my beloved Eco Water. Let me tell you all about it. If you haven't heard me tell you all about it and how great it is for many, many years, hopefully many years to come. Very excited that we have the Eco Water system in our home. These guys have been doing this for so long, been doing it since 1925. They patented the first self-regenerating water softener because hard water is a problem, and it's certainly a problem on your pipes. You can end up having to get an entire whole home repipe because of the hard water, wrecks your plumbing, your appliances, your water heater. Trust me, it's such a nice thing to not have to worry about that. When I finally replaced my shower head, my green gunky shower head, I look at it now every single night and I go, look at this thing. It's perfect. It's because of the Eco Water system. Also, the water that you get every day, which is so important for you and your family, your pets. Make sure it's the best that you can possibly get. That's exactly what they deliver. The reverse osmosis system gives you bottled quality water straight from every single tap in your home. You add the alkaline filters, your hydration gets a healthy boost. Everything tastes better in our house. When your water is this pure, you can taste the difference and you can feel the difference. Your skin feels softer. All of us have showered in hard water before. It's not great, man. Feels like you got to scrub to get all the soap off. Try the Soft Life in alkaline water, now just $9.95 a month. And again, remember, you don't have to get the big jugs delivered from the Big Jug Company. Leave them sitting outside in the hot sun. Drag the big jugs inside. This is that. It's just turn on your faucet. It's there. Try the Soft Life in alkaline water now, just $9.95 a month. 760-350-3338 or visit ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft since 1925.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Days have been a bit of a whirlwind for our next guest, so let's not keep him waiting any longer. Let's get right to our David P. Shapiro fan hotline, where we are joined here on Ben and Woods by the new manager of the San Diego Padres, Craig Stammen. Craig, congratulations. It's great to have you on the program, and welcome, I guess, back to San Diego, although it kind of feels like you never left.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and you're right about that. It feels like I never left, and it's kind of an extension of where it started back in 2017. Definitely in a much different role right now, and excited for that challenge in this spot as manager of the Padres.
When do you think it's really going to sink in? I know putting the jersey on. Now, I noticed you went away from 34 and went to 14. Was that a conscious decision, or you just take what they gave you?
You know, when I signed first here as a minor league free agent, I took what they gave me because I was just happy to have a locker or a jersey in my locker. This time around, it was a conscious decision. One is, you know, Michael King's worn 34 the last 2 years and done it very well. It made it look a lot better than I did. And, you know, there's hope, you know, for me that he comes back and can keep wearing that number 34. So that's one part of it. And then 14 was a number I grew up wearing as a kid. I played, you know, football, basketball, baseball. 14 was my number. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of go back to those roots and wear the number that I, you know, grew up when I first started loving baseball wearing.
Well, you've already made your first mistake as a manager. I mean, what you should have done, you take 34 and then you sell it to Michael King when he resigned. You could have made a fortune. So strike one for the new skipper.
You guys are smart. Michael King actually texted me that like the day that it got announced, and he said, "Dude, you need to wear a 34." And I said, "No, I want you to come back."
Yes,
said, dude, I'll just buy you a Rolex and we'll call it a day.
See?
He's like, "You need to do that," and I was like, "I don't need a Rolex. I wear watches." I said, "How about a driver and a box of Pro V1?"
All right, so it leads to my next question, and I had a theory. I had a theory last week because we know what your handicap is, and you're basically a scratch golfer. And I said to Ben, if he's a scratch golfer at the end of the year, we may have a problem here. I don't know that you can do. I'm going to need you to add 7 to 8 to 10 strokes because, you know, you got to be in the clubhouse poring over numbers and you know, managing talent and all, winning baseball games. Craig, do you think you can do? Do you think you can do both? Is what I want to know.
I'm gonna sure try. You know, we've had a lot of we've had a lot of presidents in our country that
That's true.
Have gotten their handicap in a better spot
That's
while
true.
being president of the United States. But
I don't know if that's a
you're
good
right.
thing.
Like,
That's kind of what I'm saying.
no, 4 kids, managing the Padres. Yeah, my golf game's going to take a hit, no doubt about it. We'll see how good I really am if I can just play, once a month and it's still pretty good, but we'll see.
That's what we wanted to hear, by the way. That's the right
we
answer.
got spies everywhere. Our buddy Zach at San Diego Country Club gave us the lowdown on your game. So, yeah, we're doing all of our homework here. I think we're talking to Craig Stammen, the new manager of the Padres. I think one of the most fascinating parts of the whole hiring process was how you started as part of kind of the interview committee, asking questions of candidates before AJ, as you said, kind of talked you into switching to the other side. But before you switch sides, I wanted to know, what kind of questions were you asking of the other potential Padres managerial candidates?
My mind is in such a different place than what it was 3-4 weeks ago when that process started. I don't even know who that person was back then. It's crazy, how things change and like what you think the next 3 weeks or the next month or the next year or the next 5 years look like for your life, but it has changed dramatically. And honestly, I can't remember one question I asked on any of those interviews, but I do know, like, we had some great candidates, and I was all in on us trying to find the best manager for the Padres. And, that's kind of those conversations, like with AJ and just like breaking down how the interviews went and all that stuff was where he felt like he had his ability to pitch me or sell me the opportunity to interview and be a part of that process. And it wasn't just like oh yeah, you just talked me into this. Okay, I'm in. There was a lot of going back and forth. There was a lot of him being a salesman, a lot of him believing in me in a way that maybe he believed in me more than I believed in myself at that point. So, credit to Josh and AJ for, being those people that believed in me in that way. And then also like kind of offering like, a way for my family to be a part of this and be a part of the plan of the next 5-10 years of the Padres, of it being a decision that we can look back on and say that was the greatest decision we ever made as a family. So it was just such a different thought process and, something that wasn't on my radar, for a long time. And then all of a sudden it was, and, we had to make a very informed decision to say yes to the Padres, which it ended up being rather easy once we, laid everything out and got things in order.
Well, now that everything's in order, you got your number, you got your jersey, you start implementing plans. I wanted to ask you because I think one of the main topics of conversation on this show, at least last year, and among the Padres fan base too, was the offense, right? And you look down, you look at the numbers and how the numbers ended, 28th in home runs, and you look up and down the lineup and go, something doesn't add up. It doesn't jive with the talent that we have to be near the bottom offensively. So, you're a relief pitcher. Now you hit, I think, 212 in your career. Not bad. It's actually not bad. But
I think you're sliding me on that. I think I hit better than that.
Did you? Okay. I thought I looked it up.
It was like 218.
My bad. 218, 220. Oh, maybe 220. I think that sounds about right. And that makes all the difference.
When Andy Green was the manager, we always joked, he's like, I got to give you more at bats so that you have a lower batting average than I have in my career.
It's a good idea.
And then I kept getting hits, and he's like, all right, we got to stop that.
Well, and so you were a relief pitcher, and I know you remarked in your press conference too that just how few of you have been given this opportunity. So is it something where you come in and you go, look, I'm going to defer to the experts, the offensive experts, whoever that may be, that you guys end up hiring, and they're going to get, sink their teeth into it. What is kind of your role as a relief pitcher, now manager, on improving the Padres offense?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it is a lot about relying on the experts and hiring good people and then empowering them to do their job efficiently and with some freedom. Once we get that hitting department, dialed in, then it's about like creating processes, that will take us through the season. And those processes, we commit to those processes. Hopefully we see daily improvement, and daily improvement hopefully leads to success and more wins on the field. So that's kind of the process that I see. Like, I'm not going in and working on hitting mechanics with anybody. I'm more of like, hey, how are we looking at improving, Jackson Merrill, or how are we looking at improving Tatis's first at bat in the game? How are we maximizing Manny Machado so that he's the same player in April as he will be in September and October. So like just kind of having those big picture ideas and then allowing those guys to dive in and be experts and be great at what they do. And then also like partnering with the players too and challenging them to try some new things and be creative and you know, not just be like, I'm good where I'm at, but have a little bit of a growth mindset of like, hey, maybe I can get just a little bit better at this one area of my game. So that's kind of where I fit into that picture. And I think the biggest part of that is I know a lot of these guys already, and I can have those conversations a little bit quicker than what maybe someone that's new to the organization would be able to.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so many questions about that too, and we've talked about it too. You know, working with guys. You know, if I was Ben's boss, I don't know how that would go, Craig. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know that I could do it. You know, I mean, but you know, those are relationships that you already have. I kind of do feel that it does give you a little bit of a leg up. But when it comes to like, you know, Petco Park's such an interesting place. It's an interesting place, probably great for a pitcher, sometimes not so great for a hitter from that perspective. But, you know, the analytics in baseball, obviously it's a buzzword. I don't know that half the people can actually say what analytics are. They just use it. Some are like spooked by the word entirely. Where do you stand on that buzzword of analytics, and how much will you embrace that to maximize what Petco Park can be for our players?
Yeah, we've got a great department, research and development department, analytics, whatever you want to call it. People that are diving into the numbers, diving into the, you know, biomechanics and the strength and conditioning, all that kind of stuff works together. You know, we're always constantly looking for that one avenue to make one of our players just a little bit better, or, you know, make a process within our team just a little bit better that gives us an advantage on the field. Obviously, Petco Park is an amazing stadium, the best stadium in the big leagues. But it does offer some, you know, struggles for the offense a little bit, you know, when the ball gets up in the air at night. You know, however, you know, there's still home runs hit in this ballpark.
Yep.
And, you know, we've got to embrace like what this ballpark brings to us. And I know we had the kind of saying of Petco Park hitting last year, and we've still got to embrace that idea of being able to hit in this ballpark and not use it as a crutch for struggling. So I think there's some things that we can dive into and look back and see like what's the best way to create offense in this ballpark and to score as many runs as we can. And you can score runs in many ways, and we're going to figure out all those ways to do that. But, you know, the other teams that come in here and hit against us, they're not, you know, maybe they are complaining about it, but they're also trying to score runs too. And it's just, you know, if we can score one more run than they can.
Talking to Craig Stammen, manager of the San Diego Padres. And Craig, over the years, chatted a couple of times, usually, you know, when I had a camera in the clubhouse asking you a question, but it confirmed what everybody always says. You are like almost impossibly nice. So, but to be a manager, are you going to have to set that aside at times? Like when you're arguing with an umpire, do you have that in you? And what's your plan for that?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to always rely on that niceness. There's people in my life that would argue that point.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a perfect human. We'll never be a perfect human. You know, I think part of this job is being able to have tough conversations. But if you can do it with honesty and integrity, that might come across as nice, but you've got to tell the truth, which may not be come across as being such a nice guy. I think like this role, like there's an opportunity to, you know, steer guys. And not push, maybe not the right word, but like steer them in the right direction, to challenge them to have a growth mindset and to see like, hey, where can I improve my game instead of just staying still. And I think, you know, whether I'm nice or not, who knows? I'm going to do it the way I know how to do it, be myself, and then have those conversations the way I normally have those conversations. Hopefully I get better at them the more I do this job, and then we'll go from there. And if you guys still think I'm nice, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, like I said earlier in the program, Craig, I said, you know, at the end of the day, I think a manager is ultimately these days, and really in the course of baseball history, you're kind of judged on wins and losses, and you know, the culture that you want to establish and continue to grow. Because I know the culture has been good the last couple of years. I do know that. I mean, we've experienced bad culture here. I know that you've probably experienced bad culture in a locker room when you played. You know the difference, certainly. And I think you're going to bring a lot to the table in that respect. One thing last year that I noticed is I saw kind of a small ball mentality. And you saw it a little bit in the playoffs, weird kind of sacrifice bunts and people kind of getting excited about, sacrificing for their teammates. And that's all well and good. I get it. Certainly there's a time and place, but your kind of philosophy on guys like Jackson Merrill, guys like Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., like those are the big dogs. Like you need those guys to go out and eat, and drive in runs and hit doubles and home runs and things like that. Kind of where do you stand on the small ball mentality? Now, again, I looked it up. You have 12 sacrifice bunts as well, just so you know in your career. But you were probably asked every single time to do that.
Yeah, if you're a bad hitter, you get asked to bunt.
I'm such a great bunter. I'm such a great bunter. You have no idea. That's how bad of a hitter I was. So I get it.
Yeah, that's why I was a pitcher. You know, eventually it was a bunter. So yeah, the way I look at that, like we've got great players. We got to allow those players to be great. And there's certain players in our clubhouse that love those moments, love those opportunities to change the game, and we got to allow them to change the game. Now, is bunting still a part of baseball? Yeah, there's ways to create runs in certain situations with certain hitters at the plate and certain runners on bases in certain situations where like we could use small ball, and we've been effective at that, as a team. But I also think like we can take some opportunities to take some shots and hopefully improve on that. You spoke about the home run, where we ranked in the league in home runs, and I think we all agree we got the talent on the team to be better than that. And we're going to work to see what's best for our team and create an offense that's best for our personnel, and manage them that way. And, hopefully that leads to us being a little bit more productive on the offensive side.
Craig, really appreciate it. It was great to get a chance to talk to you here for the first time. Hopefully it won't be the last time. I'd love to have you on as often as possible through the upcoming season.
Better not be the last time.
I know. Before we go, though, Woods has one last question because he was struck by one thing in particular at the news conference. You remember what it was?
Oh, very much. I've got a 7-year-old boy and a just turned 5-year-old boy, and I stared at that sounds weird to say I stared at your children, but I watched your children watching you in the press conference. And I also noticed how well behaved they were. And I wondered, what sort of sedation do you guys use in the Stammen family to sedate two boys, by the way, that sat there?
I wish you guys could have seen them the 20 minutes before they walked into that interview room, because it was like WWF with the ownership in the boardroom. It was crazy. And my brother, my little brother, he's got 3 kids of his own. He brought a bunch of Smarties. So they were sedated with Smarties, sugar, candy.
You went the opposite way. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we kept them satisfied, put it that way. And they did a great job.
They did.
Maybe that's all the days that we've gone to church together. We made them come along with us. So,
yeah. I mean, because it's impossible in my home. There's no way they say, even if I'm being, they're like, you're the new manager of the Padres. Like, they could not behave themselves for that long. And I was very impressed. Look forward to hearing more about them, as we get to know each other more.
Smarties for home runs. That's what I think this season.
Yeah, Smarties for home runs. That's a good idea.
Craig, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon.
There's Craig Stammen, new manager of the Padres, on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Paulie, I need to ask you, we have business to attend to, like traffic, but we're also out of time. We're good? We can go to traffic?
And then we'll come back.
All right, we'll come back, wrap up the hour after a check of traffic.
Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury. Here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Still a few problems out here, guys, especially in the North County along the 15. On the southbound side near Center City Parkway, there is a collision involving a motorcycle. Everything's over the right shoulder. Northbound side of the 15 past Mira Mesa Boulevard, there is a collision being cleared out of the 2 left lanes. Up ahead past Villa Rancho Parkway, there's a crash over the right shoulder. Reports of another crash near Valley Parkway. This one appears to be blocking the 2 left lanes. Heading out of the South Bay, northbound side of the 805 at Telegraph Canyon, stalled car in the center divide. And collision on westbound 8 near the 15. Several vehicles over the right shoulder. Eastbound 8 before College, there's a collision blocking the slow lane. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Benwood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
One of my easiest predictions of all time. You like Craig Stammen more than you did 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's just easy to like,
likable dude,
easy to root for.
Yep.
You're going to root for him as manager of the San Diego Padres. Just get used to it. Whether you like the hiring or not, you're going to cheer for him. Now we'll see if he can get the job done. But, liked a lot of his answers.
I mean, I got a million more questions.
I know.
A million.
Hopefully
more.
we'll have a million more opportunities.
I kept looking at the clock going,
He's easy to talk to.
He is.
I'll say
He's
that.
Very
we'll
easy
come
to talk
back. We got our biggest fan announcement when we return, plus a Reindl Report with Paulie Reindl. All ahead. Final hour of Bennett Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Do not go anywhere. Just after 9 o'clock here on 97.3 The Fan, which means before we do anything else, it is time to announce today's first biggest fan. If you hear your name called, you will have 10 minutes to call us back at 833-288-0973 and qualify for the grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at Petco Park for a Padres game this upcoming season with all the fan staff. You can still register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. But right now, 10 minutes for Rebecca Taylor from Alpine. Rebecca Taylor from Alpine. You are on the clock now. You have 10 minutes to call us at 833-288-0973 and qualify for the grand prize drawing.
I'd like this in the chat very much by Steve Davis, 1972. I'm assuming 1972 is the year of Steve's birth, which would put him at about 53 years old. Measured take care. I like this a lot. Seems like a take the job seriously, take yourself lightly kind of fellow. I like that. I didn't think of that until he said it, and I agree. I agree with that. Now, somebody also said, let's see how he acts in June after 6 games, if they lose 6 games in a row. Absolutely fair point. Absolutely fair point. This is what I want to get deeper into things with Craig Stammen. Like he's been on some bad baseball teams. He was, though, on those bad teams, he was kind of the guy that kept things positive and kept guys together. By all accounts, again, for everyone that he played with has said that. I'm looking forward to sitting down at spring training with him. I'm looking forward to sitting down with the guys, right? And by the guys, I mean Manny, Xander, Jackson. We never get Tatis anymore, but, those guys. All right. For you, Jackson, this is now your second manager in 2 seasons, right? That's tough. Manny, this is like your 4th manager. Xander, this is like the 5th manager you've played for in your career. Your thoughts. What do you think? How is it going? What's the difference? And you can also get a little bit of a sense of things when you're out there watching it. So I'm interested to see that part too. But again, for now, this is all just, hey, here's the new manager. I'm going through all my interviews and doing my thing. What's going to be for him that moment when it hits him, when he's like, oh God, I actually have to do this now.
It made me think, and I'm going to be honest, and I want to get your opinion and Paulie as well. I don't fully trust someone who can't be genuinely self-deprecating.
100%.
Woods, you're very self-deprecating.
100%. I have to be.
I can be self-deprecating, not as often maybe as you do. Paulie, you do it a little bit as well.
Got to.
But people who can't do it.
I don't get it, man. How do you live life?
Or people who do it, but you can tell they're uncomfortable doing it. I am suspicious of that sort of personality.
I'm suspicious of that personality and people that don't curse, which is why I've actually made you curse a little bit more over the years. Because if you
curse in my head,
you've cursed on live streams.
I have.
You've cursed. He cursed.
I'm not morally
He cursed in
opposed
Philly,
to it.
didn't he, Paulie?
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I've never heard cursing like that.
He cursed more than I cursed in Philly. I've never heard it. I think it's Philly. You set foot into Philly, you have to do it. I
don't want to get into the habit of it, considering the jobs that I have.
Correct.
I don't want to accidentally say something that seems very natural. So as long as I keep it from seeming natural, I'm okay.
Yeah,
But
you're not. You definitely don't over curse.
Right.
It's great when you do. Oh, I love it. Delights me so much.
I don't get the sense that Craig Stammen's an over cursor either.
I don't think so either. I feel like I'm gonna have to clean it up around him a little bit. But no, I thought he came off well. The people in the chat said, yeah, Ben, you kind of nailed it when you said, yeah, he's an easy guy to root for. You want the best for guys like that. And again, completely selfishly. I like the way he communicates. I like the way he talks. I like the way he sounds. Can he manage? I've got no idea. He doesn't have any idea. AJ Preller doesn't have any idea. No one on the planet knows if Craig Stammen will be a good manager. No one.
Even Craig Stammen.
No one on the planet knows if Tony Vitello is going to be a good manager. No one. He was in college. He has that experience. He managed and ran a great program in college. But again, the what's the guy? Not Drew Butera, Brett Butera, Blake Butera. If I kept naming names, I was going to get it eventually. Blake Butera in Washington. Will he be a good manager? Does he have enough players to be a good manager? No, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Skip Schumacher was a good manager, proved to be a good manager, did a lot with a little, and we'll see in Texas. Expectations are a little bit higher. and the talent level's a little bit better. So it's going to be a whole new challenge for him. This is the most thankless job in baseball, guys. Don't get it twisted. I would not want this job, Ben, for $10 million a year. I would not want this gig. This is the last gig on the planet. I would love more than anything to work in baseball for the rest of my life. Hitting fungos, you know what I mean? Like hitting fungos, being on the bench, being around the guys would be elite. That position would be the worst. It's the most thankless job there is, in my opinion, in the game of baseball. Agreed?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. What is a more thankless? And take out, I'm talking about people that work on the team with the team every day. Like bench coach, not as thankless as this. First base coach, not as thankless. Third base coach gets a little grief. Third base coach can be beloved or hated. It's usually not beloved. It's usually just hated. That's a kind of thankless job. Manager, dude, is the most thankless job. I would not want it.
There's very few things you can get right. Like what do we give a manager credit for? Hey, put on the hit and run in the right situation.
Right.
Every once in a while, that was a great call by the manager there.
It's crazy because I think
if he manages a great bullpen, we give credit to the pitchers for getting the job done.
Yeah,
not
for
to
sure.
the manager for bringing in. Yeah, you brought in your good pitchers. They did well. Are you a good bullpen manager or do you just have a good bullpen? There's very little we give the manager credit for, but when a good pitcher comes in and pitches poorly, why did you bring that guy in?
Why didn't you pull him before he gave up that home run?
There's a lot of blame for the manager and very little credit.
It really is a thankless gig. And is it more thankless in 2025 than it was in 1975? I think it is. I think it's more thankless now than it was because everybody on the planet thinks that you don't really make any decisions. It all comes from above. Everybody is a yes man. I agree with that. It's way more collaborative now than it used to be. Again, Craig Stammen kept saying in his press conference the other day, it's not the Craig Stammen show. It's not. And I like that. He said, this is not the Craig Stammen show. This is the San Diego Padres show. We're in this thing together. I do enjoy that kind of the speak.
He was smart enough not to paint himself into any corners in interview number one, but I thought reading between the lines when you asked him about the offensive philosophy and the bunting and the analytics that he seemed very measured about it. Like didn't seem like he was married to any one overarching strategy to try to make the Padres better hitters. But it did sound like he knows they need to be better hitters and more productive offensively, and he's willing to explore some different avenues to try to get more out of the players that they have. Yeah, he seemed to agree with you. The big dogs have to be the big dogs.
They have to.
And not the little dogs. They got to be the big dogs when they're out there.
I like
he's also not going to be afraid to call a bunt every once in a while when he thinks that it adds value to his team.
Absolutely. And I've never had a problem with that, as you know. I liked what he said about the thing I really liked when he talked about pushing guys to be better. He referenced something and he said, guys, some guys before had said, I don't want to take him out of context, but essentially it was like, when the player is like, "Nah, I'm good." We've heard that before. Do you want to take extra ground balls? No, my glove's sick, bro. We've heard that. That was here from a star player. No, I don't need ground balls. My glove's sick. That's not going to fly with him based on what he just said. He wants to push guys to be even 1% better. That to me jumped off the page, right? That's the manager's job. Now, will he be able to do that? We'll see. He hasn't done it yet. I'm not going to scream at the guy. He hasn't even managed a game yet. But if you can truly cut through to some of the guys on this team and get them to push themselves to be better, that's inherently part of the job. And if he does that well, who knows where this thing could go. But I love that. I love that part. Other than that, I mean, again, I thought it was kind of more of the same from the press conference. I came away from the press conference going, all right, great. Let's wait and see.
I asked most of the things I wanted to ask. I know some people said, why didn't you ask him about who's going to be the hitting coach? Well, they'll announce that when they figure it out. They're vetting candidates, I'm sure, and going through some options that they have, but it's not a question I thought we'd get any answer to.
No, I mean, they're not going to tell you, currently interviewing blank, blank, and blank. But I think that's such a big hire. I do. I think that's such a big hire, potentially even bigger than Craig Stammen. I really do at this point, based on, if you're 12th in home runs and you're 15th in slug, that's okay. It wasn't our best year. Dude, it was at the bottom of the league, near the bottom of the league in a lot of offensive categories. You need a dramatic turnaround. So in my opinion, I think that's the hire that could either reel Padres fans back in, if they're out because of this hire, or it's the hire that could turn some people off if it's the wrong one. I really think it's important they hit on this one.
The thing is, most hitting coaches are fairly anonymous.
Of course. What's their background, though? Honestly, if I've heard of the next one, I'm probably not going to be happy. Does that make sense?
You're going to have to do a lot of research quickly.
Correct.
Hear what people around baseball are saying.
Correct.
And then
I'm going to call Eno Sarris. That's the
judgment.
first person I'm going to call. He gave me 2 names last week on Twitter. I asked Kyle Bodie too. Kyle Bodie said, I'm under contract with the Red Sox. I can't give you my opinion. So I do think it's important. And I'm not also the guy that's like, do the newfangled thing. I'm really not. This is not newfangled. Some of these approaches and things that other teams are doing, Ben, they've been doing them for a while. And it's working for a lot of them. So I'd like to see the Padres really try to get as close to the cutting edge of hitting and how difficult it is. I'd like to see them nail this hire. I really would. I think it could change a lot. Hey man, by the way, it may take a year. It may take some time to get it going and get guys.
I don't think they have a year.
I don't think they have a year. I know exactly what you're saying. They have to be able
to accelerate that process.
Like, do we think? Because I'll tell you right now, if the over-under is set on 90 wins, I'm taking the under as we sit today because of our rotation and because of, there's a little bit better offense, mixed in there than there was at the beginning of last year. But I got to take the under on 90 right now. Today.
Yeah, you have to compare the offense to what it was at the end of the season with Ramon Laureano,
correct,
than what it was at the beginning of the season.
I wonder what those splits are.
It was definitely better in the second half, but it also depends on who they sign. Are they bringing back Ryan O'Hearn? Are they adding any other bats to the offense? So we don't really know yet. I'm not going to do an over under, but here's the thing: let's say they do win 92 games,
right?
And they're going to the first round of the playoffs, best of 3 series, because the Dodgers, of course, won the division again.
Sure.
Are we any more confident? What's different going into the postseason? Because it all comes down to that, game 3 probably in the wild card series again, even if you do win 92 games. Then you split 2 against whoever you're playing. And once again, it comes down to one game and whether you hit in that game and whether you get good pitching in that one game out of the 165th game that you just played. Can you do better than you did in the 165th game you played this past season? Because it wasn't good enough this past season.
Yeah, no question.
Small sample size.
I mean, the good news for him and whoever you bring in, you got nowhere to go but up offensively. Nowhere to go but up. Right? Like, it's going to be...
Could be worse.
Barely. I mean, it could be barely. And if it's worse,
but you have very little to go but down on the other side, pitching wise.
Correct.
And run prevention.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
To do what you did last year.
You have to improve more at hitting than you
stay the
fall
same
off in pitching.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a better team next year, which is very possible, but not going to be an easy challenge this offseason.
That never is. It's never easy for any of these teams.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by SD Collectibles. Get ready, sports and Pokemon collectors. SD Collectibles Card Show is back at Liberty Station with over 100 vendor tables, November 22nd and 23rd. Find sports cards, Pokemon, memorabilia, and more. Visit sdcollectibles.com for info. That's sdcollectibles.com. Spent a little time rehashing our Craig Stammen interview. So we pushed back our Reindl Report, but we'll get to Paulie's headlines. Anything you want to tease, Paulie, coming up here?
Oh, a couple of firings out in sports that we can discuss and talk about Florida Man. He's
back in the news.
Yeah,
man, that guy makes
Florida Man things.
Makes a lot of news that's Reindl Report worthy. We'll get to all of that coming up after a check of traffic with Ben Woods here on 97.3 The Fan. Another chance for me to talk about sdfatloss.com, and I want to stress the huge holiday sale right now. Get over $400 off, the lowest prices of the year now through December 31st. To learn the secret of losing up to 1 pound of fat per day with no exercise, injections, or surgery, but there's only limited spots for the $400 off. So make sure you act now and set up your free consultation at sdfatloss.com. I don't care that the holiday season is coming up. You can do this during the holiday season. You can even cheat a couple of times. I cheated during my 60 days. I still lost 40 pounds in 60 days with an entire vacation where I just ate my brain out for like 3 days. You can do it as well. No more losing weight, gaining it all back, no medications required. It is just resetting your metabolism and losing weight the right and sustainable way. Thanks to sdfatloss.com. I did it. Crisello, Matt Scraby, Tony Gwynn Jr. did the program. You can do it as well. Be the next success story and lose 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 60 days. You can do it virtually from anywhere. It's sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
You know what? I don't need to wait for the official announcement at 4 o'clock today. Congratulations to Paul Skeens on winning the NL Cy Young Award, and congratulations to Tarek Skubal on winning the AL Cy Young Award.
Paul Skeens. Love Paul Skeens.
Yeah, I mean, Yoshinobu Yamamoto will finish second, but a fairly distant second. Christopher Sanchez, who was also fantastic this year, will finish third. In the American League, Garrett Crochet will finish second, and Hunter Brown will finish a distant third in the voting. I don't see it going any other way. Woods, today in the Cy Young vote reveal.
No, me neither.
Pretty clear, right?
I agree.
Skubal going to be the first AL back-to-back winner since Pedro Martinez in 1999 and 2000.
So sad, dude, that, he's going to win a Cy Young today, and he's going to spend the entire offseason wondering, are they going to trade me? I'm getting traded. And I feel terrible for Detroit Tiger fans. Like, that guy's such a once-in-a-generation type pitcher, and you're going to lose him. You're going to lose him because what were they? Allegedly, like $500 million apart on the
It's a lot, whatever it was. It was a lot.
Like, they offered him like 6 years, $50 million or something. He's like, yeah, add another zero to the end of that. Now we're talking, but it's just such a bummer. It's such a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, but he's got the leverage. He'll be a free agent next year.
Yeah.
And then he can pick wherever he wants to go. So one off season of uncertainty.
No, it's
big contract that's coming.
It's more of the off season of this.
Yeah, this off season of uncertainty is tough, but every player goes through it.
He could get traded. Yeah, it's a rental.
Yeah,
it's a rental.
So if he doesn't like where he goes, then he goes. I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll wear it and then go.
I think of it as, hey, I'm gaining more information for my decision, my biggest decision that I'm going to make next offseason in free agent.
Fritz wants to know why Cease is projected to get more than Sanchez, because Cease is a 180, 200 strikeout guy. He's 180 innings.
Sanchez isn't a free agent.
Christopher Sanchez is.
He is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He was like my number one target. Thanks for listening.
Is he?
Yes. From the Phillies?
I forgot.
Remember when we did this bit?
I thought Ranger Suarez was their free agent. They're both free agents?
Sanchez. Am I wrong? It's Sanchez.
Ranger Suarez is definitely a free agent.
Suarez.
Yeah.
Is that what he means? Does he mean Suarez?
Yeah, he might be thinking Suarez. Sanchez is not a free agent.
Yeah, Suarez is.
Suarez is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
Ranger.
He might deserve more, he might deserve less. That's up for debate. If Christopher Sanchez was a free agent, he'd get a ton of money, but he is not. I don't know what his contract status is, but he's not a free agent.
Ranger
Suarez.
That's what he meant.
Is a free agent.
He is a free agent.
Totally different
person.
Well,
he was my number one.
He is signed through 2030 with team options.
Oh,
He'll be a Philly for a very long time, very affordably too.
So I think he meant Suarez. Yeah. I was not thinking dirty Sanchez, JC. All right. I was thinking Ranger Suarez.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole different thing. But no, it's because Dylan Cease gets 200 strikeouts and he's never missed a start in 6 seasons. That's why he's very, very reliable in that he's going to make his starts. He's going to punch out a lot of guys. He didn't have a good year, but it's not going to change.
But you don't know that. There's a team out there who could sign Dylan Cease for $180 million.
Probably more.
And he gets hurt in his third start, and he's out for a season and a half with Tommy John surgery.
Well, then,
because you don't know how much he has left in his arm.
By that logic, don't ever sign a free agent.
Well, sometimes it's better to get the guy who's already gone through the Tommy John surgery. Sure. His elbow is, rebuilt and healthy and ready to go.
He might have gone through Tommy John. I just think it potentially happened early in his career. But he doesn't miss starts. He does not miss.
He hasn't.
He doesn't.
He has not.
He is.
But everybody eventually gets hurt.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way.
When is his clock? And I could sign 6-year contract and pitch all 6 years and be fine. He could also pitch 2 starts, and you just signed him for his durability. And now he's out because he's a pitcher.
Yeah.
And arms are not built to throw the way Major League Baseball pitchers throw the baseball.
You're right. And I mean, again, every single one is a gamble.
They're all a ticking time bomb. So I'd prefer to gamble on the guy who has the best stuff and the most promise. I'd gamble on Michael King.
You want the guy with multiple Tommy Johns, because then what are the odds of it happening again?
I'd gamble on the guy who has the best movement and hope that he stays healthy.
Yep.
because you just don't know on health. Just the other awards, we'll get to the Reindl Report at the bottom of the hour. Mention the managers of the year, both defending their titles. Stephen Vogt of the Guardians, Pat Murphy of the Brewers, and then on Monday, since we weren't here yesterday, they did name the rookies of the year. It was Drake Baldwin, the catcher for the Atlanta Braves, and Nick Kurtz, who had the huge rookie season as a first baseman for the Sacramento A's. Monster season for that,
including
a 4-homer game.
Yeah, incredible.
And Baldwin, nice story. Like if Jackson Merrill was going up against this crop of National League Rookie of the Years, he would have won easily, like going away. Jackson Merrill had the misfortune of having to go up against Paul Skeens, the Rookie of the Year. Had it been between Jackson Merrill's 2024 season and Drake Baldwin, Caleb Durbin, and Cade Horton, that would have been the easiest call all time. Jackson Merrill would have been unanimous Rookie of the Year.
I agree.
But it just kind of matters, what year you happen to land and whether you win the award or not.
Yep. And Paul will be bringing home some more hardware tonight.
He will. Rookie of the Year and then the Cy Young Award tonight. Our Paul will finish the show with our Reindl Report. Let's just do it after our last break since it is coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Bennett Woods and the Reindl Report coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
This is a great day to head down to 7 Mile Casino. I know the weather is supposed to turn.
Oh, yes.
In the next 24 hours or so, but rain or shine, 7 Mile Casino is a fantastic spot. Play cards, enjoy indoor activities in San Diego as well. It's an outdoor town, but sometimes you need a good indoor activity, Woods.
Oh, I love an indoor activity, Ben, as you know. I like California-style blackjack. I like Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, Baccarat, all of it. And I do love their food. They have really, really good food. And they give you a discount while you play. If you want to eat at the table, you actually get a,
35% discount.
35%
Have them bring the Kung Pao chicken right to your table off the 24/7 players menu. You can either eat it with the chopsticks or the fork. Probably fork would be less messy if you're
while you're playing cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopsticks requires a lot of focus for me. I usually go with the chopsticks, but
of course you do.
You have to be focused.
No one is surprised by that news at all. No one is surprised by that news at all. Best part, just 7 minutes from downtown. So they got a great patio area outside overlooking the bay. Go check it out for yourself, guys. You will not be disappointed. They will take good care of you. That I promise. It's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Get a little San Diego State basketball news for you that just came in. The Aztecs have signed one of their top target freshman recruits, Zach White, high school senior, Notre Dame High School in Los Angeles area. He sounds like the prototypical San Diego State basketball player. 6'6" wing, known for defense, rebounding, ranked the number 20 player in the state and 57 nationally by 24/7 Sports. Just a winning player, according to his high school basketball coach. And Notre Dame from Sherman Oaks is one of the top programs in the entire state. He's played with some of the top high school players in the country there. But they said he was kind of the glue guy that turned them into a winning program. Sounds like 45. A Dutcher guy. Winning 45, but sounds like a Dutcher guy through and through. And he picked SDSU over some other big programs like Washington and Cal. And he's going to be an Aztec next year.
Good deal.
I did see, watched a little college basketball last night. Michigan just barely beat Wake Forest in overtime. Of course, that's the first big game for the Aztecs. A week from Monday, number 6 Michigan at the Players Era Festival in Las Vegas. First, they play Troy on Tuesday at Viejas Arena.
Okay.
Assuming they win that one, could have a battle of undefeateds in Las Vegas the following week. Also saw Gonzaga trash Creighton. And saw Louisville knock off Kentucky. Louisville. Knock off Kentucky in a battle of Kentucky.
Louisville.
Yeah.
Put marbles in your mouth and say
Louisville.
You can't say it. You can't do it enough. Like Louisville. That's how they say it.
You know, I realized after the fact, we had on Friday, we had Matt Jones, Padres insider and college football radio guy, the guy that broke the
Kentucky
man.
news.
Yeah, he's from Louisville. We
Louisville.
Done a whole. We could have asked him
the whole bit.
Where did it come from? Like,
hey, how's Louisville?
Louisville.
All right, everybody in the chat is saying to Ben, let Paulie speak. Ben
Let's
hates
go.
Paul. We'll check
All
traffic.
right.
We'll finally get to the Reindl Report next here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Got a number of things wrapping up our morning drive. Northbound 805 before Plaza Boulevard. Got a stalled car in middle lanes. Also crash on northbound 5 at Hawthorne. Several vehicles involved. They're all over to the right shoulder. Also going to find on southbound 15 right at the North 5 connector ramp collision. Accident has cleared on westbound 8 near the 15, but eastbound 8 just before College. Collision being cleared over to the right shoulder. North County's been a bit tough on that northbound 15. We still have this accident past Mira Mesa Boulevard. It's over to the right shoulder. Just watch out for a little debris reported in the slow lane. And West 78 before Emerald got a stalled pickup truck in the fast lane. An important reminder about the upcoming holiday, whether it's a big road trip or just braving LA traffic to see the family for Thanksgiving. Make sure your car's ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. No appointment needed. Find your nearest location and grab money-saving coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. That's SoCalOilChange.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Finally.
Finally.
Thank
God.
We've been waiting for.
Jeez. I blame you guys. All right. Let's get started here. We can start in the NFL, talk a little New York football Giants. Some news since we were last on the air on Monday. The news today is that the Giants are getting ready to go to third stringer Jameis Winston for their next game against the Packers. Who is it? Dart? Is there?
Dart.
Jackson Dart.
And then Russell Wilson's there too. They're going with Jameis. Jameis Winston got to be the best QB3 in the NFL.
Gotta be.
But this is all coming after the team had said goodbye to Brian Daboll.
Never a fit.
And their offensive coordinator, I believe, was fired as well. Your guys' thoughts on Brian Daboll being fired, I guess.
It was never a fit. It never made sense to me, ever. And I know nothing about the New York football Giants, but I knew that.
From the little that I saw, it looked like they actually played pretty hard for him. They were doomed from the beginning.
20, 40, and
They
1.
blow 2 gigantic leads. I mean, he was getting credit a few weeks ago, and it was like Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart. And Here we go. We got some momentum, and then he got both of them hurt.
Yeah.
Not that it's his fault, but
he didn't get them hurt.
Well, he kind of got Jackson Dart hurt, leaving him in a blowout game to get his bell rung like 5 times. I don't know. I enjoy the competition between the Giants and the Jets as to which one can be the biggest dumpster fire
Well,
in
it's
New York sports.
It's the soft media, in New York. The media is so hard in New York. They're so tough.
Mets were a dumpster fire at the end of the season.
That the Giants are currently 2-8 for the 3rd straight season. It's almost like there's no correlation.
And we already had the Jets coach make "Don't do this" today.
Yeah. What is it? I mean,
media's got to be tougher on them.
Doesn't it feel like the Giants are just destined for 2-8 starts?
A little bit.
Well, 3 years in a row.
It's fun. It's funny. Like other people will sign Russell Wilson. It might work for a while, but when the Giants sign him, it doesn't work.
Somebody said it wasn't a blowout when Dart got hurt.
Was it not? Oh, okay. No, that was the Commanders quarterback, Jaden Daniels. He got hurt in a blowout. My bad.
Well, there was another firing in professional sports. This one, I don't know if I want to say surprised me. I guess the timing was a little bit surprising. If I told you sometime in the year 2025, Nico Harrison, the GM for the Mavs, was fired, you'd go, well, yeah, it makes sense. He made the worst trade maybe in sports history by sending Luka Doncic to the Lakers. He was then rewarded with the number 1 pick, Cooper Flagg. And just the other day, the Mavericks announced that they have fired Nico Harrison. And this is the headline on ESPN says, amid continued fan angst.
So the fans got this. They could not let it go.
It does not
They also
sound
were
like
off to a 3-8 start this year. And the best thing he did in the last year was winning the draft lottery, which is just luck, and getting Cooper Flagg. But he had nothing to do with that. That was
he
not
was
smart.
the GM when they went to the finals, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Took a team to the finals, and then the next season traded Luka.
So the way I look, maybe this is it's like Stockholm syndrome. I don't know. Like I feel like if you go down that road, you gotta let that guy kind of play it out. In my opinion, like now the fan. If I'm a fan, I'm even more mad.
I mean, somebody has to sign off on like that trade, the Luka trade.
But like, I'm more mad if I'm a fan now. I'm like, oh, so
right.
You fired this guy, the guy you were all in, and you trust him to build the Mavericks the best way he knows how. Now you fired him.
I would have been like, why didn't you fire him when he proposed this trade
Correct.
to you? That you had to sign off on it.
Wow.
That would have been when you're like, bro, if you do this, you're gone. There's no way. You cannot do that.
If it's true that they didn't really want to fire him, but felt like the fan hostility was just too much,
weak.
It gives fans everywhere hope. If you hate your GM or your coach enough, if you really believe in it, and you wish every night upon a star, and everybody gets together and you sign enough petitions and you hold up enough signs at your arena or your stadium, you actually can get someone fired. It's not easy, Most of the time, owners don't listen to you, but every once in a while, they just have to.
They really
did.
They really couldn't get over it.
Ask your Dallas sports radio guys.
Yeah.
Be like, were you guys leading the charge on this? Like, wow, crazy.
I just feel like you gotta let that dude. I gotta let him see it through.
And now there's talk that they may trade Anthony Davis again. I saw rumors the Clippers might be interested. My son, the Clipper fan, says that's horrifying. Saw someone say you can get Luka Doncic for him, apparently. So see if you can get him back. I doubt that the Lakers will entertain that idea.
They are. Somebody just said in the chat, Lakers starting 8-3. Luka with 37 points a game. Yeah. Probably shouldn't have traded him, buddy.
Yeah, probably not. All right, and then we will wrap it up with Florida man in the news. Recently, they got a story about a 44-year-old named Peter Riera, who was arrested for open firing on people outside of a bar.
Whoa.
Don't want to do that.
Whoa.
Don't want to do that. The argument, though, that led to this is what confused me and everybody else, including the cops that arrested Peter. So he raises chickens, he said, and he was talking with some guys outside of a bar, and they started to get into an argument.
Wait, he does what?
He raises chickens.
Okay.
And
He's
they
a
got
chicken
into
raiser.
They got into an argument about how many eggs chickens can lay, and the argument got so heated that it was like out of White Men Can't Jump. He's like, I'm gonna go get my gun.
I'm coming
shoot
back
everybody.
here.
He left, came back with a gun.
I have no idea.
No, this ain't right.
Do you have any idea the answer to this question? I don't know. I'm sure medically there's like,
all right, hang on.
People have studied chickens. They know how many chickens, how many eggs a
The guy
chicken
looks
can lay.
like Old McDonald.
I really
He
don't
does?
know the answer to this question.
All
I
right,
would think.
Hang on. Hold on.
Okay.
He's at a bar.
Yeah.
He's had a few cocktails. Okay. He goes outside, probably blasts the heater.
Right.
A couple other guys come out. What do? You dress like Old McDonald. I raise chickens. Oh, chickens are fascinating to me. I had a chicken. I knew a chicken that could lay a dozen eggs. No, that's BS. No, it's not. My uncle had one. No, that's BS. I raise chickens. I think I know what I'm talking about.
Obviously, it's more than like one or two, because if chickens were just laying one egg, there wouldn't be enough chickens to lay enough eggs for all of us.
7 billion
There's definitely
chickens.
multiple eggs involved, but 12, like where would they fit 12 eggs? They're not that large. Like an entire dozen eggs, they
Under
can't.
they can
Just
sit
inside the chicken.
All right,
No,
what's
they
your
can
guess?
sit on eggs. So how many can they actually lay? Because at some point they have to come out of their body as eggs, right? They don't grow once they come out.
No, they come out fully formed.
sized. So they have to have room in their body. For
Let me
how
call
many
my
eggs,
wife the farmer,
How
by the
many
way.
eggs can a chicken fit inside its body before it lays them? I'm going to say
Paulie,
5.
Can you get her on the line?
I think 5 is the number.
Try to get her on the line.
Call
if you
Hannah?
could. Yeah, if you could. This
do
does sound like something Ben would get shot over outside of a bar. By the way, you thinking you know.
Do we have any future farmers of America?
My wife
or-
is a self-proclaimed farmer. If you can get her on the horn, that'd be great.
Call her cold.
Just call her cold. She has no idea it's coming unless she's listening.
I'm saying over under 5.
I'm saying,
Really?
yeah, that's my guess. Why does it sound like she's in England?
That's how it sounds now. Oh, now it's ringing. It's just
I think it
confusing.
went voicemail.
Damn it.
All right. Does anyone know the answer, Paulie? Do we know the answer?
I don't know the answer. I just know that this guy got really mad and opened fire. Now I do know that nobody
He started shooting at people.
Nobody was shot. Nobody got hit.
Ask
Everyone's
AI,
fine.
How many?
Don't
eggs?
ask AI. It's never right. Never. It's never, ever, ever right.
I mean, it's the best we've got right now.
One per day per hen. Is that right, Heather says?
Up to 1 egg per day. Yes.
For how many days?
So
every day?
250 to 300 eggs annually.
All right.
Okay,
hang
this
on.
is that confused. I thought maybe like they'd lay 6 or 7, but
and then be done
and then
for
be
a
done
while.
for like a couple of weeks, and then they lay 6 or 7 more.
So
they're just making an egg in them every single day.
Is there? So, but there needs to be a.
No, they're not necessarily fertilized. You actually don't want them fertilized because you want to just eat the unfertilized.
How does one
egg.
grow an egg without? Is there intercourse
Well,
involved?
no, like Hannah grows eggs
That's true.
every
But they don't
month,
come. We don't have a
right?
child every day.
No, because they're
once
not
a day.
always fertilized. That requires, well, a process that I think you're aware of.
Not as much as I'd like to be.
You want unfertilized eggs. Those are the ones you eat.
Oh, okay. All
And then
right. That makes sense. I didn't know that. I thought you'd get knocked up. You do
And then they lay the egg.
You're Ben-splaining chicken sex to me on the radio. So do chickens have intercourse? That's the other thing I want to know.
Of course. Yes.
When?
Well, I mean,
In a
I don't know.
down, it's a down cycle. That ain't no chicken, stupid. So it takes 24 to 26 hours. So literally, a chicken, you walk out in the morning and be like, "Hey, how you doing, Ted?
Where's your egg today?"
Oh, look, fresh egg.
Every day they lay an egg. That's amazing.
It's a good
The things you didn't
explanation
know.
from you. And he got so mad he started shooting people over this. I would have been trying to goad him on. I'm like, nah, come on, I've seen it. I've seen 6 or 7 a day. And then you can't goad people on like that.
He was claiming to the police that these people were, quote, out to get him and trying to con him. How or what that means, I don't know.
I can sell you a chicken that does 5 eggs a day. No, it doesn't exist.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, it did. Yeah. And then boom.
All right.
Is everyone okay, by the way?
Yeah, nobody got hurt. Nobody got hit.
He just started
He
shooting.
just started shooting and he missed.
Yeehaw.
What do you feel? What are you so passionate about? You start shooting at people.
Not chickens.
Not chickens.
How many eggs they can lay.
Sandwiches. He would have shot me for sure. I would have been like, nah, come on, buddy. I would have had a few in me. Holy cow. Well, I'm glad everyone's all right.
Yeah.
And he's going to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paulie, thank you.
Thanks, Paulie.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan, brought to you by SD Collectibles. Get ready, sports and Pokemon collectors. SD Collectibles Card Show is back at Liberty Station with over 100 vendor tables, November 22nd and 23rd. Find sports cards, Pokemon, memorabilia, and more. Visit sdcollectibles.com for info. That's sdcollectibles.com. Before we go, we just found out some news in our chat. A story that I saw yesterday on TMZ, I think, about food influencer.
Yes, I saw this as well.
Michael Duarte was his name?
Yeah.
And I didn't really know him, but I saw the story came up that he died tragically.
Was he based in San Diego?
I didn't realize that if that was the case, but in our chat, we were told that Michael was a listener to this program.
I had no idea.
Which is incredibly sad,
Yeah.
and feel very bad about the loss that we didn't even know a tier 1 that we had. But because of the connection and because I saw the story, I thought we should give him a proper send-off.
Absolutely.
As we do here on Ben and Woods.
And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
Yeah, he just celebrated his wedding anniversary, was on a trip to Texas. But yeah, California based, so based here in California. Just 36 years old.
Horrible accident.
His
There's
handle on social media was Food with Bare Hands. And he had over 2 million followers on social media.
Man, it's sad, dude.
Awful.
So sad.
Had no idea that he was part of our community here.
No, I have no idea either. All right. Well, thanks for that, man.
Sorry. I'm so close to a full 4-hour show today.
Close. I mean, as close as one can
30
get.
more
We
seconds.
are really just a minute away from being over.
No way to.
I really left us with nowhere to go after that, did I? I needed to stretch that out.
No, you
another
really didn't. That's
30 seconds. We can't
I would
start a new
say-
topic here.
No, I would say it's a rookie mistake,
It
but
was.
you've only been doing this for
I have
20
been
years.
for a while. Thanks again to Craig Stammen, the Padres manager,
Yeah,
for
thank
joining us
you.
earlier. If you missed that, you can go to all of our channels, YouTube, the Odyssey app, and replay the Craig Stammen interview. He was quite delightful,
He was great.
as we expected him to be, as the new manager of the San Diego Padres. All right, there's the music. We are done. We will be back tomorrow morning at
With,
6 a.m.
Dogs with Cancer here on Ben and Woods. Coming up.
More egg talk on the way. For executive producer Paul Reindl, for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Braden coming up next. Stay tuned. The San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.